You can destroy planets, but you can never destroy what I am, friend.
Oh, so happy. Why exactly are you, Blue?
Because I'm a cat.
You are to blame for this, Satan. Why do I ever listen to you?
By the power of Grayskull.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Killer. Let her get away, Mommy. Don't let her live.
I won't.
Like, wow, a talking skull. Like, wow. I'm so scared. I wish I had a ham sandwich to calm my nerves. I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be. Such heroic nonsense.
Episode 5. Hello and welcome to our podcast. It is here where we discuss the most taboo and boring of subjects. Our favorite things like comic books, movies, music, some other stuff in between.
Yay.
Get ready to listen to a bunch of old guys and gals
First of
talking
all,
about the 70s.
yeah,
Hold on, I'm not done with the intro.
I
We're
can talk whenever I
not
want.
done with the intro. Get ready to listen to a couple of old guys
Yeah, a lot
talk
of
about
old
the
guys.
70s, the 80s, the 90s, so late 90s.
And today.
And some of the cool stuff from today. You haven't been properly introduced yet. You can't talk yet.
Okay.
Get ready, because we are podcasting from beyond the grave.
Okay.
All right. Today's a very special episode. We have our very, very, very first guest.
And already a classic.
And her name is Jessica. She refuses to be, she doesn't like to be called Jess, if you didn't know this. She doesn't like to call me Jess. But we call her Jess. But her name is Jessica.
Yeah, have we got away with it all these years?
yeah.
I don't know.
And
So, okay, let me clarify my Jess thing.
Okay.
Okay, so at work, I don't like for people who I don't know to shorten my name like we're friends, okay?
Gotcha.
So sometimes, I guess we're going to probably call him Jason on this podcast, even though I've never called him that. He'll see my work friends, and if he calls me Jess, they're like, oh, whoa, she doesn't like that, because, you know, they're not real friends. So I don't think they should be allowed to shorten my name. Like, if I introduce myself as Jessica, you should call me Jessica.
Right.
So when people I don't really like shorten my name, I'm like, oh, no, we're not there. My name is Jessica. Please don't call me that. So if we're friends, though, my mom calls me Jess. Ramek has called me Jess for years. So it's okay if we're friends, but for all you work people, still not okay. So,
Yeah, it's out there.
yeah, just in case they ever hear this. It's still not okay.
We're going viral. This thing's going to blow up.
Mhm.
Eventually.
Yeah, or hardcore is also a name that I'll answer Tuesday.
Yes. I hope so.
Mhm.
Because it's the only one I know you by.
Right, I'm aware. I'm aware that after 20 years, if someone says, hey, where's Jessica? Donnie says, I don't know who that is. I'm aware.
It's who?
All right, so this is going to be a free-for-all podcast. We had a previous one that was a free-for-all. Normally, we do like to have a little bit of subject matter and just a little bit of structure to talk about things.
Okay.
But today, we're just going to shoot the shit about the things we like. And so, anybody want to start with anything new? Anything that they've done lately? How are things going?
Anything? I went and bought some bunch of comic books yesterday, but other than
You
that-
actually bought? You didn't get them for free?
No, well, no. I got up.
Were they new comics or old comics?
Well, new ones to me. I'm catching up on my Spider-Man collection. So.
Oh, that's right. How close are you?
Well, it's narrowing down. I'm almost done with all the 500s. I can't find no 400s, though. They're hard to find.
I might have a bunch of those. I'll have to dig those out for you.
You had to dig.
Okay.
We'll do some trading.
I'll just give them to you.
All right, that worked too.
I don't have any Spider-Man comic books, in case that was unclear for anyone. at
Do you
the
have
table.
any comic books?
Yes,
Really?
I do.
What do you have?
I have Buffy comic books.
Right on.
Right? So I think you may have bought some of those Buffy comic books for me. So I still have, like, I don't know the numbers like you guys do, but
You have a lot of them, like where you say you have a good run
I
of the
have like
series?
7.
Okay.
So, like,
That's
I
a
got
lot.
7. Well, I mean, I know it's no match for all the things I see in front of me, but I do have 7 comic books, and I'd like credit for having 7 comic books.
1 comic book, 2 comic books, 7,000 comic books. It don't matter, right? Here,
Yeah.
we love it all.
Mhm.
I don't think Jason has too many comic books, do you?
I've given a lot of them away. I mean, I've got runs of certain things, but I don't really have a collection. I mean, it like dies off like early 2000s, like really quick.
See, I went to Great Escape. I picked up 2 months worth of comics the other day.
Oh, the
What does that
holds?
equate to? Like,
It was only
10 comic books, 5, like,
that
what is...
equated to 12.
Wow.
That was probably like $30.
It was more than that.
Jesus.
More than that.
Yeah, because
But
when
there's
I
some
went, I
good
spent
ones,
like
though.
Yeah.
$46.
There was Joker #1 and Harley Quinn #1. They have
New
new
ones?
series. They have
Okay.
new series. So those will probably go up in value, as I've seen others recently.
Cool.
And Robin #1, the Andy Kubert variant. But in Joker, it's really good because Jim Gordon, like there's a new mayor. His name is Nakano, and he doesn't like Batman at all. He doesn't like vigilantes.
So what happened to
So-
Gordon?
Oh, so he doesn't believe in that kind of justice.
He doesn't believe in
Gordon's
that.
just
So
a
Nakano is very law and order.
Oh.
Gordon has stepped down, retired because after the events of Joker War, where Joker inherited Bruce Wayne's money and he really tore up the city.
Oh, wow.
So now
Didn't like going on. since I-
Yeah, really.
Joker left the country, and after he left, some gas bombs went off in Arkham and destroyed the building and killed hundreds of people. And they call it A-Day. So past this point, the city is trying to figure out what to do.
Because there's a bunch of people that escaped. Yeah.
So a mysterious woman contacts Commissioner Gordon. She takes him in her limo, and she makes a proposition to him because he is an old policeman and he could die penniless in his little apartment.
Sad.
Makes a proposition for money, not
The
sex.
proposition is yes.
Both.
Both?
Okay.
Just to give him money for over $25 million. She offers a bounty for him to leave the country and track down and kill Joker. She has people backing her that want to kill Joker. The Joker has caused more than $25 million in damage to the city. He really, during Joker War.
He fucked shit up.
And
didn't
his new psychic Punchline, she's on trial, but social media has favored her, and so she has this group of they're Gen Zers who want her freed, and so it's become a media circus. There's a lot of commentary on modern issues of modern media and stuff. So anyway, so Jim is left with the question of, does he go overseas to this Caribbean island and try to track down Joker and kill him for
With
$25
million.
So is Joker just on the vacation? Is he sitting on the
Joker
beach
has
working
left.
on his
He's
tan?
went to a location and
You need
killed
a
the whole
tan.
family. And as we see, there's a woman in a swimsuit with a pillow over her face, and then in the last panel we see she's been shot in the back of the head. So
Oh.
yeah, she's gone and killed a bunch of other people.
Vacation's different for everybody, I guess.
So should Jim Gordon take the money? Because there's a cool beginning to this. Jim Gordon is a younger version, and he's in a cop bar, and he's having drinks, and a friend of his, this old grizzled veteran, comes up to him and says, "Jim, I gotta know, do you believe in evil?"
That's his voice, though.
That's his
okay.
voice.
All right, I was just making sure because I wanted it to be okay.
'Cause he's old.
All
He's
right,
old.
yeah.
Jim Gordon
Yeah.
says, I think I've seen what I consider. He tells him the story of the old grizzled cop. Tells him the story of how one time he was sent to a location to stop a crime, a call for help. And he opens the door and he sees this man eating a girl's face. He is cutting strips off her face and eating it.
Bacon.
And he offers the policeman, do you want some? And he said, by instinct, he did by the book procedures. He went for his gun.
Yeah.
But he didn't just open fire. He was going to try to apprehend him the way you're supposed to by the book. And he was so put off by this guy that this guy threw a knife at him and distracted himself to get onto the balcony. He went outside, got on the fire escape, and they never caught him.
If
So-
someone is eating someone's face like bacon, I
Yes.
think we should just shoot. I think that should just
Shoot
be
first and ask questions later.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the story
Yes.
that's what he was trying to tell Jim, is that if you ever see something like that, you should just throw the rule book out the window
Yes.
and do what you should. So that replays in Jim's mind at the end when he's given this offer
Because the world would be a better place without the Joker.
without Joker. Joker has really done lots of damage in the books in the last couple of years, to where people actually run to the grocery store, they buy toilet paper when they talk about gas attacks. They put that in the last issue with Scarecrow. There were people rioting at the grocery store because of Scarecrow attack. So Scarecrow attack is metaphor for hurricane or anything that happens now. What people do, they'd go to Kroger and buy the toilet paper if there was going to be a Scarecrow gas attack. Potentially. It probably would happen.
Right.
We've seen that they would buy the toilet paper.
Yeah, I
Everybody
think they
lose their
should
shit and
just
buy
kill
everything.
people. Like, I would be okay with Batman offing people. I'm not one of these people that thinks because he doesn't off people, it makes him a bigger hero. So I don't agree with the masses.
Because you're saying more or less that, he just.
I'm saying how many more people has the Joker killed because you just didn't take him out the first time? Right? I just want to throw that out there. And I get that it's like, well, if you kill him, you're no better than him.
Well, you are better than him.
Right. I
I
just
agree
don't know
with
that
that
like I said, so I don't know that I quite understand this whole
Because-
blah, blah, blah. And also, so I've started watching these Star Wars shows, okay? And I had never watched them before, all right?
Which show are you watching?
Well, so I've not made it far because I got really exhausted and I had to stop because it was a lot. So they said start with the episode 1. And so I've been watching them in the episode order, right?
Okay.
And I've watched episodes 1, 2, and 3. And I watched this horrible movie called Solo or Hans or something. And that movie about killed me. And then I watched this other movie called The Rogue One. That movie was cool. And so now apparently I'm back to the regular movies. I haven't finished watching them. But like I have so much feedback that I don't understand. So the first one that I watched, and I don't know any of their names. I name them what I want because I can't remember their names. Like, first of all, I realized I could never be a Jedi because, like, I'm too emotion-based, right? But I feel like the fact that I recognized that, like, halfway through episode 1, they should have also recognized that about Anakin. Like, he was a very emotion-based person, right? So he's probably not cut out for the Jedi. But they're like, hey, let's keep acting like he is. And then Obi-Wan, I don't care for him. So, and then, like, he does all this damage to the Anakin.
No one's going to listen to this podcast.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, like, he does all this damage to the Anakin, and he, like, cuts his legs off and his arms, and he leaves him in lava hell to die. And I was like, well, that feels like not mercy at all, Jedi, you know?
He had the high ground.
Well, clearly he had the high ground, and, you know, he said, don't do it, because I'm going to cut your legs off, and oh boy, emotion-based, did it, got his legs whacked off, right? And I'm like, all right. And then they give Obi-Wan another baby. And I was like, oh, God, they're giving him another kid to raise because he did so well with this one? Like, I was like, I feel like that's a bad decision. And then I understand why all the white people were bad because when I was watching the first episodes, I was like, I could have swore those were bad guys, you know? Now I understand, though, because they called it Code 44 or whatever it was called.
Oh, Order 66.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that. And then also Yoda. Like, why is Yoda not more clever? I fully expected Yoda to be like, and could see things, but, like, he was blindsided.
Well, he was trying to retire because he was like, I don't think we're good at this anymore.
I mean, I don't know.
They kept him in.
And then this other man who keeps turning gray and who keeps, like, his face is shrinking. I'm like, am I the only person who can visually see this man? Like, and you keep giving him more power in the Senate, and every time you see him, he's a little creepier, and, you know, he's got a thing on his head, and I'm like, nobody besides
That was
me
because of Jar Jar.
in the whole world can
Jar
see
Jar is
this.
the one who gives him power, though.
Oh,
I wouldn't vote for
Jar
him.
Jar, yeah. And then Patagonia, I can't remember her name. Who's the Natalie? Yeah, her. Right. So she, I'm also like, so you're gonna sleep with this unstable boy and like you think this is a good idea.
A boy at that, yes.
Right. He's unstable. He's a child.
She didn't sleep with him until he was legal.
Right, but still
Space
a
legal.
child. Like, I mean, yeah, Jedi legal. Like, he not, and so I'm like, okay, and so
Were you creeped out that when he first saw her, he goes, "Are you an angel?"
yeah, it was
And he
weird.
was like 8,
Yeah,
and then
he's
she wants
8.
to get with him in the next one.
Right. And then not only
She
that,
looks the same.
right? Yes, she looks the same. She doesn't age, but he's grown up like 15 years. I'm like, something's wrong. And then he goes off and like, oh, these people killed my mama, so I took revenge, and I even killed the children. And she's like, it's okay. It's not okay. He's supposed to be a Jedi.
She felt sorry for him.
Well, Patagonia, I blame for a lot of this disaster, okay? So, that's also where I'm at.
Wow.
It's not a nurturing galaxy, I guess.
I like to hear new takes on something like that that someone has never
How
watched
bad is the
before. That was
romance
actually
between
really cool.
Patagonia and Boyd? Because when he's
Oh,
just
God.
like,
Yeah.
I hate sand, and it's rough and coarse, and he gets everywhere. And
I was like,
if somebody was saying that to you on a date, how would you react?
No. I was like,
Swiping left.
I don't know what's happening here. I was like, and to your point, I'm like, okay, so he was like 8 the last time we saw him. Now he's supposed to be grown, but she don't look any older. And then how is she pregnant and nobody asks? Like in the Star Wars galaxy, she's just running around preggers. He's running around with the old dude. And then I thought this guy with like the red paint and the horns was going to be way bigger in this series than he was. I was like, where is this dude? Like he was there for 5 seconds and Obi-Wan took him out.
Yep.
I was like,
He killed Liam Neeson and then got chopped in half by Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And he stayed dead for a long time, and then in the cartoons they brought him back. He was
okay.
chopped in half.
He gets robot legs.
So, okay,
He gets
good.
robot
That's how
legs.
you get over trauma. You get
Well-
robot legs.
Well, his name was a question on my How to Be a Millionaire app that I like to play. And I can't say his name, but when I seen it, I knew that Mace was like the Samuel L. guy, and I could recognize their name, so I got that question right about who Liam Neeson's character was, so I felt very proud of my Star Wars knowledge.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't say it and remember it. It started with a Q, I think.
So you haven't gotten to the newer Star Wars movies yet.
No, well, I'm on number 4, which I think is like really the old one, like the first one,
Yes.
that's like from when we were
Those are
kids.
the good
So
ones.
that's where I'm at now.
Get ready for far more disappointment with the 3 newer ones.
Well,
Not completely, but it's not great.
Yeah, I did not, like I said, I watched episode 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, well, this seems like
Wait till you see Rey and Rose Tico.
Ray. I don't know Ray. Who's the girl? Jen? Jen's the Rogue One girl.
Yeah.
Jen is Rogue One girl.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I just finished watching this movie, The Rogue One.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. That one wasn't bad. That one was probably the best one out of all the ones that I've watched, I think.
Well, it's better than them.
Yeah, that Hans movie, that thing, Jesus Christ, that was a
Yep.
testament to my patience. I
Yep.
was like, oh God.
Yep.
And it had a lot of stars in it, so I thought it would be better. It was
Nope.
not. No. No, and then it was a whole bunch of stupid, look, I double-crossed the double-cross. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't care
Yeah.
for that.
I felt like they was putting that movie together as they went.
Yeah.
The problem was they had 2 different directors. It got so far, and they didn't like what they were doing, and they just pulled in somebody else to finish it
They
up.
hired Opie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the one who finished that? Okay.
Ron Howard did.
Yeah, Ron Howard.
I'm going to have pub cheese.
She said snacks.
Yep. It's another snack-filled episode too. So lots of crunching, lots of packaging, lots of
I mean, I've been talking about Star Wars for a
Pac-Man
long
candy.
time. I'm
and
exhausted.
Pac-Man candy. I'm still very disappointed in the Pac-Man candy that you don't get Ghost, you only get Pac-Man.
If I called Ghost Candy.
No power.
It was
Oh, that's
little
like a
extra
fancy tray and
power
everything.
thing.
It's got like multiple crackers. Wow.
This is my pub cheese.
Okay, I'll sit over here and eat my Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, the Michael Knights are good.
I'm worried about that. See, these crackers have been kind of open, so as fancy as they look, they're a little stale. But you know what? I'm not above it. The pub cheese is good. You want some? It's like a stale cracker to go with your pub cheese.
Stale
Yeah.
crackers.
That's all right. Just throw enough cheese on there. It don't really matter. It's good. It's got kind of some jalapeno cheddar pub cheese.
Just don't say twang. I always hate when people say, hey, that's got some twang to it. It's like, I don't want that.
I don't know what that means.
I feel like I should finish eating my Mike and Ike's before I throw this in my mouth, though.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I was going to say that would be a clever taste there. I don't know if I would want to try.
All right.
There you go.
The pub cheese has got a good flavor to it.
That's delightful. If
That's good. You want some pub cheese?
No.
You don't love pub cheese,
It's just too
Johnny?
many carbs.
And my-
You're unfatness now. You don't want to.
No, actually, there shouldn't be much carbs in cheese anyway.
The cheese isn't bad. The crackers would be bad.
Yeah, crackers would be bad. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, everybody, get some pub cheese with jalapenos in it.
I got it at the Trader Joe's.
Where's that at? St. Matthews?
Yeah.
I've not been there.
Well, so I went to St. Matthews today. I don't really like to go to St. Matthews because it's not really my favorite part of town. Probably offending half of the listeners now, but it's very shiny out there.
Yeah.
So I don't go out there much. But so my friend wants to go for her birthday. We take trips every year. And this year she's picked to go to like Montana to hike. And I'm not a small, in-shape woman, just for our audience, okay? She is not a small, in-shape woman. And most of the time, our activities consist of what can we eat and drink. So for her to break off, let's go hiking, I was like, oh, okay. Like, and so I'm thinking like, well, okay, we'll pretend like we're hiking, but we'll probably like just hike to a pub, you know, and like drink and eat.
That's what I was trying to say. Maybe
Sidewalk
it's something
hiking.
like she knows something that you don't. That maybe there's like
Oh, no. Do you know where I'm going?
There's like a
Glacier National Park in Montana.
okay, so I guess there's no glaciers there, no little pubs along the way.
I don't know if there's going to be a lot of pubs there, Donnie. So I'm going to have to take me a canteen of booze. And and I had to go.
Montana sounds pretty though.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems like it would be nice, but so I had to go buy hiking boots today.
The Google says it's very beautiful.
Yeah. So I had to buy hiking boots though.
Yeah, mountains and lakes and
So I was in this Quest store over there by the Trader Joe's getting like hiking boots, and I got a backpack that I don't even know what I'm going to do with this backpack.
You can get the backpacks that you can put fluid in, and you can put booze in it if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, mine has a straw. I made sure the backpack I bought has a straw. So yeah, so that's what I have. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work, because my gut tells me we're going to get halfway up a mountain and I'm going to sit down and refuse to do any more, and she's going to be like, get up, and I'm going to be like, make me.
Yep. I'll meet you back down here.
Yeah.
When you fall
so
off.
I'll have to let you know how my hiking adventures go. And I predominantly like to eat and like go to the pub. That's the activities I like to participate in. So this hiking across the world is new. So
The 5 best restaurants
in Glacier National Park. See,
well, there's the best 10 bars near.
there you go.
I'll have to do that.
And maybe they're in walking distance.
You may be
When you're going to do
at the
that.
Firebrand Food and Ale before you know it.
We leave on 5/27, so May 27th.
The Trailhead Saloon, could be any of them.
That seems like exactly someplace I'd like to eat and drink. But yeah, so
Oh, it's a dive bar.
I love a dive bar.
Smaller than my living room, and I stuck with beer because I knew the bottle would be clean. Smallest bar I've ever been in.
Well, also, it's so close to Canada, Glacier is, but Canada's closed. They won't let us in, so. But I thought about going out.
You had the
to
Mounties out there chasing you around. You know, I'll go up here.
Yeah, you don't want us here, yeah.
They'll just say it politely.
Hey.
Smile when they say it.
So did you see they caught someone crossing illegally into Canada, and it was like a $25,000 fine they assessed them?
Wow.
Right, that's what I said. That's what keeps me from doing it. It's not the fear of them like kicking me out.
I don't want to pay.
It's more I don't want to pay $25,000 because I went to Canada. I mean, that seems like a bit much for Canada.
They're going to have to put that on my tab.
Make it sticker.
I wonder if it's Canadian dollars.
That's pretty good. I like
Canadian
that.
dollars.
What is the current ratio then?
Yeah. Find that out.
7. I'm guessing it's 0.7.
Canada dollar.
Can you splash me again?
Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
make you a cocktail. There's no
Thank
worries.
you. You're awesome.
He'll remember your name this time.
Hardcore. Right? You're right.
Booze.
0.81.
I think she'd be
Okay.
disappointed if I called her anything else.
She would be.
Little splash of some ginger beer. Oh, we need one.
I think it's awesome because my favorite people are people that I've given nicknames
in
to.
here.
Ramic.
What's his
It's
last
not
name?
really. You didn't really
Man.
work very hard on that one. Thanks.
Ray
Thanks for
Man.
that. What do you call Brad?
Fred.
Brad. Spell check,
Bradley.
man.
Bradley.
Well, he was born with that name
I know,
too.
but no one
So
calls
your
him Bradley.
argument just falls flat.
Nobody calls him Bradley though.
I'm
How
sure.
many people do?
Okay. All right.
This is my version of stirring.
I'm just glad you didn't put your finger in it.
There's still time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's her staring off into space, looking at the floor.
He's looking at Bosk over there and wondering how good he would be to be chewed on.
She doesn't shoot up anything. In
So, what is your all's favorite Star Wars movies? The old ones?
Oh, the old one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire is the only one.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi in 1977, Star Wars. Those are the good ones.
Okay, well, that's what I'm going to start watching soon, so I'll
You'll
let you
enjoy
know.
those because they make
Return-
sense. And they tell everything you need to know. Really, for the most part, except for the brother-sister stuff, which we know the reason they did that was because they just changed the story at the last
Right.
minute. Other than that, they make perfect sense, and there's no... these newest ones, the more and more I think about them, nothing makes sense in these new movies. Absolutely nothing. Even the setup of the galaxy doesn't make sense. Like, in the old movies, the Empire was destroyed at the end. Everyone's seen that. The Death Star.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
So, well, you've seen it. The bad guys lose because they was, they have
It's
to
the
lose.
Return of the Jedi, of
Yes,
course, right? Like the movie's name for what happened.
bad guys
something.
lose. Well, what's called Revenge at first, but they thought that was too bloodthirsty, so they changed it
Yeah.
to Return. But these new ones, it's weird how it's set up. It's like they have a new republic, right? And you would think that's where people live, in the republic.
Yeah.
But there's this group of people called the First Order who just go around doing whatever they want to, and they blow things up or blow planets up. And so
Yeah.
Leia has a group of ships that she calls the Resistance that are supposed to combat the First Order. Why in the hell doesn't the Republic combat the First Order? I didn't understand why there was a Republic and a Resistance. Why do you have two? What if the First Order are these bad guys who are taking over things and blowing up things? Why doesn't the Republic officially try to stop them?
I don't know.
And why would you leave a girl? Let's say you had a girl,
Don't be a sexist, Brad.
and she was no. You have a girl. You have a girl, and her grandfather wants her kidnapped to become a evil vessel for him to put power into. So he tries to have her kidnapped, and they get her away from the kidnapper, who kills her parents. But before that, her parents gave her to a junk trader on a barren desert planet and told him to watch out for her until they got back. And then they get killed and they never come back. And she lives her life scavenging parts in a harsh environment for little food, just enough food to be kept alive. But her parents left her there. Why would they do that? It was never explained. It drives me insane.
Again, they're because
Why?
they started one movie, nobody had a direction for this, and then they made the second one, and now they're like, okay, well, we need to tie this all up, and that's all it was.
What did JJ or anybody try to come up with? Why the hell did Ray's parents leave her with the guy who won't give her any food, who takes all her money, who pretty much she's a slave in the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
She lives out her, she's like the only attractive female, and there's all these male humanoids around her. They probably tried to sexually assault her at times. She probably grew up in this terrible existence. She's starving. She's up by herself. It makes no sense. The more and more I look at these movies, they're written terribly.
I have not watched this one yet. I'll have to
You know what,
watch it.
Jessica? What is infuriating to me is that there are legions of people, millennials, who were little kids watching the ones you just watched, 1, 2, and 3, who now think they are the best things ever. They're so good.
1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
Oh, God.
They love them.
Oh, God.
In 1999, when we saw the number 1, me and Ramek and Stewart, and I think Loaf and some other people.
Oh, wow. There's a name.
We went on day one to the theater and saw part 1.
Yep.
And something wasn't quite right.
It wasn't, but it was like, okay,
You watch
we get a new Star Wars movie after all this time.
You try to like it. You bought a bunch of crap from KFC and Pizza Hut. They had tie-in shit that you would go and collect.
Oh, the Pizza Hut.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell, the Yum brands actually did that stuff. But we walked into a Looney Tunes store, Warner Brothers store in the mall, because we were going to go buy crap after we watched the movie, because we were only 25 or so. And there was a clerk in the Warner Brothers store. I don't know what he looked like, but God, he was angry. He hated the movie. Like, he hated that movie. And I read the reviews the next day. The critic hated the movie. And everyone we talked to hated the movie. Where in 1977 Star Wars, people lined around the block after months to watch the movie. You know, it was the biggest thing that there was. There was all kinds of promotional stuff. There was promotional stuff for this movie in 1999 because there was already an audience there, right? You didn't have to hope there would be an audience. You're thinking, well, I want to make all kinds of crap because people will buy it because it's Star Wars.
Yes.
But people hated that movie in 1999, except for the little children who watched Jar Jar and thought he was amusing. Wrong.
That guy. Ugh.
That guy, yes. So now they have grown up. They're about 30, and they think they know everything, and they think that the prequels are the greatest movies ever.
Well, wow. I watched that movie and thought, well, this is meant for really unintelligent, slow people. I was like, I don't even watch this stuff, and I knew that this guy was bad from, like, the first movie, right? And it was just really predictable. It was just very predictable.
You think he's predictable the way he walks up and
That's
says things like,
the problem with the movie is that we already know the punchline. Whenever
She
you're
didn't really know
watching,
the punchline.
Yeah, perhaps, but like I was like, oh, I see. But yeah, like it's so predictable, and it was almost like they made these movies to explain Darth Vader. Like these whole movies were just made to explain who Darth Vader was, and like Patagonia is all like, well, I'm gonna like, and there's no reason for her to die. That's another thing. Like, what did she die from? Like, just a broken heart? Like, get the fuck out of here.
You never died from a broken heart before?
Get out. You had 2 children that you birthed, that you could have raised, and you want to lay there and cry over a toddler? Man, I can't. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Get out of here with that
movies
nonsense.
were made for children.
All that advanced technology, medical technology. You know, they have a freaking robot who's delivering the kids.
Did you see
They was just basically scooping him out. She wasn't really doing a lot. They were like, they
You
just
have
had
robots
Yeah,
that
they-
work at the...
They picked him up with no legs, no arms, and burnt all to hell and put him back together. You're telling me she couldn't survive a robot birth? No, I can't. I don't accept
They
these
have a
terms.
robot working at the 1950s diner.
Yeah, I
Who
just
comes
don't
to your
accept these
table.
terms.
Did you like that part?
I liked. What did I like about that movie?
What about part 2, Attack of the Clones? It's the worst of the 3.
Yeah, and
The
then
middle
like,
part is the worst.
you know, my favorite is like Obi-Wan lands on that's part 2 where he lands and he's like, oh, they're like building an army.
Yes.
Wonder what I should do. I was like, this guy again. This guy. Maybe you should phone home, ET. Maybe you should like tell
This
somebody. Like, you know, instead you're like hanging out like, oh, I'll be back. What do you mean you're going to be back? They're building an army of clones. That something is not right. And then I'm like, hey, Yoda, get your like Yoda brain on because this doesn't seem right. And then, like, when things start happening, he's like, oh, my head.
I
I was
never
like, oh, my
understood
God.
Count Dooku. And I love Christopher Lee, and I liked watching him because I like.
Dooku either.
It never made any sense. They said he used to be a Jedi, and you know, so okay. So
Let's talk about that. Never did.
No, they never explained
I don't
because
understand
they
that.
acted like he sees Obi-Wan and he goes,
When Mace Windu,
"I'll
his
have you freed as soon
mentor?
as possible."
No, he was under Yoda.
Yoda,
supposedly.
yeah, he was on the Yoda. Okay.
Yoda's the bad teacher here.
Yes, I agree. That's what I'm saying. When you watch episode 1 through 3, I'm like, Yoda ain't real clever, though,
Right.
is he?
But Dooku was under Yoda.
He trained under Yoda.
Yes.
And then he trained Qui-Gon.
Yeah. And Qui-Gon was always a little off.
Who's
Well,
Qui-Gon?
but
Is that
Liam Neeson.
Is that Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Qui-Gon was like
Yeah,
kinda
look how many Oscar
a
winners are in that
blacklister
movie. And Natalie
because
Portman,
of,
Liam
the Dark
Neeson,
Side.
probably
shit.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. I'm sure.
Has won one at some point.
He's
Of course,
in everything. He
Tarantino's
does
the only person that can direct him in a movie.
Yeah.
He's terrible in almost anything unless it's a Tarantino
Tarantino
movie.
movie.
Snakes on a Plane wasn't good?
We drank it all.
I don't know. I liked him in Die Hard 3.
Yeah. He was awesome in
I
that.
didn't see that one.
What?
That was his first
I've never seen Die Hard
movie
3.
I want to say I've ever seen him in was Die Hard 3.
He was in a couple other things. Hell, he was in Coming to America. He was in the original.
Was he in Coming to America?
He played a
Jurassic
robber.
Park. He was in Jurassic Park too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
See, I forgot
Well,
about that.
these are tiny roles. I don't think they count.
But still, he's been in every
He was
fucking
in Kong Skull Island, and he played such an over-the-top
I didn't like
bad
him.
guy.
I didn't like
It
him in
seemed
that.
insane that somebody would hate this ape that much. Like he became
Well,
very
he killed his men, and he was
cartoonish.
about the.
How about Shaft? Was he
Okay.
in
Yeah, but he
there?
wanted to.
Eh,
See.
it was okay.
It's
See,
not
I-
Richard Roundtree. It was the
No,
70s.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
now we're
gonna
going to open the fancy one.
Oh, dude.
Oh, so I got the Obo booze, and now we're gonna go
Obo
with the top shelf liquor.
It's Old Tub, so I would use the word top shelf real loosely, but cool.
Well, I'm not booze snob.
And no worries, there'll be enough of this bottle for everyone to have some. So this is a, what is this? This is an Old Tub. So Old Tub is the original name of Jim Beam, right after Prohibition.
Okay.
This was Jim
Interesting.
Beam's actual name before they became Jim Beam. So this is a limited edition Sour Mash Unfiltered Old Tub. So it's a 4-year. We released it as a limited time offering, and I probably can't get the cork out. No, you're gonna have to do it because I've had 12 surgeries on both of my hands now.
Well,
They actually have had 8.
Did you get the carpal tunnel or something done?
I've had nerve release on both my hands. I've had carpal tunnel surgery twice on one hand, once on the other hand. I have had cysts removed.
I'm concerned I'm going to have to look at some carpal
Oh,
tunnel
wow.
surgery.
I had another. Yeah, see, there's a scar there. There's one there. There's one there.
Man, check you out.
One that you can't really. This one's funny because they put it in the crease.
When are they going to start putting robot parts in?
So there's one
I
there.
already did.
One
Once you-
there.
once-
So I've had surgery on my hands many times.
I've never been operated on yet,
Oh.
Me neither.
except oral
That's a-
surgery. Like
Tattooing.
I'm glad you said surgery. I was like, did he just say except for oral? It's like, oh, okay.
oral surgery. Like I've had wisdom teeth removed. I guess that counts.
I've had a broken arm. I've had a busted head. It's not really
Yeah, it's got
surgery.
quite a bit. It's
I've
gonna burn.
just sprained my ankle several hundred times, but I've never.
No, I haven't had any real official surgery.
You had an appendix removed. Or,
Yeah. I'm sure that's coming.
I only had surgery on my hand. That's the only place I've had surgery. My hands. Lots of times on my hands.
That's why I'm scared of surgery.
What
on
book
my
are you
hand.
reading right now?
I started, but had not finished. There's a Marcus Almond is what I'm reading right now, and it's the marching band in the ever expanding universe. And it's about a high school kid who listens to punk music and he falls in love with some girl, and
Punk rock
he's in she's like maybe Pakistani or something.
Oh, okay.
And so there's like issues with that, and it takes place in like late 80s. So it's kind of fun to read because it's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember, the world
At that
being
time,
like
right.
that,
Right.
So it's pretty good. What about you?
Well, I have a stack of those comics, but other than that, I'm reading Peter Straub and Stephen King's Black House, which is a follow-up to The Talisman, which he wrote.
Really?
They wrote together in 1984.
That's the one book that's not been adapted yet.
The Talisman will be adapted soon.
Yeah,
They're going to.
hopefully.
This Black House is really. It ties into the whole Dark Tower series, which I
That's
didn't
what I'm
know.
reading.
Oh, which one are you?
I'm on the
reading?
first one. I'm on like the,
Oh, you're on
the gunslinger.
Oh shit!
So I'm at the end, close to the end of the gunslinger. But I was gonna get these books last year because everyone was home. But I guess because everyone was home, it was like
Couldn't find it.
$300. It was
Oh,
$300 for the series, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna pay that.
How are you buying them?
Well,
Physical or?
No, I have them physically now, but I kept checking them, and so in like February of this year, the prices dropped, and I got the entire series for $70.
Oh, cool.
So I had them physically shipped. So I've started reading maybe March. They, whatever. Like earlier this year, the prices dropped. So I'm reading The Gunslinger because I've been in a Stephen King phase. So I read The Outsider.
I love
I
The
read
Outsider.
11/22/63.
People think that's the best thing he's written in.
That I thought that book was amazing. Now I really hated the series. Like, so there's a Hulu series
Oh,
with
yeah,
James
yeah.
Franco. Jesus Christ, Franco.
It was
Stop
like
me.
the point. It was kind of like, oh, this is really good, and it's like,
I had to stop watching The Outsider on HBO Max because I didn't like some of the choices they made, but I love the book.
Right. So I watched the show first, and
The
then
Outsider.
it was halfway through the show, and I love Bateman. So I'm a big Bateman fan, right? So like
Yeah.
he's in the Ozarks, like
Right.
Horrible Bosses, like almost anything Bateman's in, I kind of
He's
dig,
pulled
right?
out pretty fast.
yeah.
So I started watching the show, and I didn't realize it was a Stephen King novel until like halfway through, and then I was like, oh, okay. So then I finished watching the show, and I had the book was there, because the Amazon, everything could be there tomorrow.
Right.
But I finished watching the show, but I went the other way. I really liked the black chick in the show, and I didn't feel like the character in the book. It was such a disconnect for me.
It's because they cast a woman who was absolutely nothing like that character.
Right. It
in
was.
the book.
Yeah, it was so different.
Yeah, and that's what I said. And people may not like that opinion, but she was so different in every way.
Yes.
Physically.
I agree.
The way she
Physically,
acted.
the way she acted, all of it.
Yeah. And to make the show diverse, they casted a woman who looked absolutely nothing like the character she was playing.
No.
And that, if you have read the book, that distracts you. And that's why I started watching the show.
Yeah.
Because there were other choices too that just were so different. And it was the same with his son Joe Hill and his show
Yeah.
NOS 4A2, which I loved the book. And once again, they made choices.
Right.
They added characters. They completely changed the way characters look
Yeah.
in order to fulfill some kind of number system.
Right.
And you would think by now they would learn not to do stuff like that because
It's just going to happen.
it's
more
going to
and
get so much more backlash.
No, it doesn't get backlash.
Well, not really
Well,
backlash.
like I said, it was
but
interesting
you
to me
get a lot
because
of
for what
people-
you said, when I was reading the book, I found it hard to relate the characters. I was like,
Well,
Yeah.
but in
Because
that sense of
I
'cause
don't understand why do you do that unless you are just you're adapting the book. So I mean,
Right.
if you're coming along and saying, well, but Holly was the breakout character of that book.
Yes.
She is the only character that appears in later installments. If It Bleeds from last summer.
Yeah.
She has her own. She has the title chapter.
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Holly goes on in the novels, and I think he's going to probably use her in this summer's Billy Summer. I think is the one from this summer coming
Yeah.
out. So yeah.
Did you read 11/22/63?
When it first came out, I bought it and read it.
Yeah, I
10
liked
years.
it.
Have you heard of that at all?
No, I haven't.
The concept or the generalization of the book is that some diner, there's a guy that behind the freezer there's a portal that goes back in time to 11.
Well, it goes back in time to not 11/22/63,
Right.
but to before.
Yeah.
So it goes back in time to before Kennedy was assassinated. And there's a general thought that the world we live in today is
Would
in
be-
such a bad place that
because of that.
right,
yeah,
you know,
for a
and that
time.
was a turning point for our country. That was a moment for us as a country. And if you could go back in time, and if Lee Harvey Oswald was the single shooter, and you could stop him, and you could correct the assassination of JFK, does it make the world today a better place? And, there's a lot of belief that if you could do that, then you can change the course of history. So
it's kind of like the theory on how, like, if you go back and kill Hitler before.
Yeah.
before
Right.
he's grown,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so, but you have to go back, and I can't remember, Brad. It's like 4 or 5 years before 63. So you literally have to go back and live in that time frame
Yeah.
for several years and be calculated and figure out how to stop Lee Harvey
Now, in the-
Oswald.
He did so much freaking research on this book. I think
yeah.
he about exhausted himself when I was reading it, and it's because there's so much more than what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
You have to look at your coins and make sure that you're carrying
Right.
physical cash.
Yeah. From that
is
time
older,
period.
yes,
Right.
than where you are.
Yeah.
And that is one of 100 little things that he had in there.
And now in the
owner of the
series,
diner has lung cancer, right? And he's dying.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they don't know nothing about lung cancer at the time.
Well, no, the owner of the diner. So he knows Jake because Jake's been coming in there.
Right.
And he trusts Jake with his secrets about what the diner's.
So the
Oh,
owner,
okay.
the owner tried to go back and do it. So every time
Right,
you
I
go
see.
back, you start at the same date.
Yeah.
It's not like
you
you go
don't
back
you don't
in
go like
time.
continue like
Right. So if you go back, we go back to say June 1960. Every time I go in there, I go to June 1960. So I would have
so you have
to
to
wait.
start all over
You
again.
got to start all over again. So you have to wait 3.5 years, give or take, because that's when JFK gets shot. Is 11/22/63.
But
So
it gives you that much time.
But it gives you that much time to figure out how to live in that
Now, whenever you
world.
come back out, you're at the same day, or you've been missing.
No, you have aged. So if you go in for 3 years, you have aged 3
Right.
years
So
in
you
their
come
time.
back out, and
you
you're
come
back
back
in
out,
the day
and you're
you
back
let her.
at today. You're 5 minutes in,
Yeah.
but your body is
Yeah.
3
3
years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that's what happened to the Donner guys. He's been on
Yeah.
this journey, and he kept going
So
in.
He probably had cancer and just continued to progress
right.
even
Yes.
Further.
Yeah.
And he has been doing this thing
Well,
where
that's kind of cool.
he's almost been aging himself because he's been going into
Yeah.
this time portal, spending years there trying to figure this out, and then coming back out. So
And he puts probably his best love story into it, I think.
it's probably one of King's best love
It's one of
stories. I
his
agree
best,
with that.
Yes, and we even stop in Derry for a minute and see.
Scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked
Derry.
all the kind of Easter eggs in the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're talking about clown sightings of clown reports.
Right.
Well,
Reports of clown sightings.
Well, last
Sightings of clown
podcast we had, we was all talking about Stephen King, and you said you were going to pass the book off to me, and I left out of here without grabbing that
Which book are you supposed to get?
I don't know. He said he was going to put me up, so because
Trying to
that
think
was
of
one of the
something
things we talked about. Because I ain't never sat down and even read with none of these,
I tell you what,
and these two talk about that
Yeah.
shit all the time.
Stephen King, people think of him as like just this horror writer, but
Of
I
course,
tell
I've
you
seen
what,
a shitload of
he
his
is
movies.
one of the best writers I think like we'll ever see. Like
He can write coming of age
he
stories.
can write anything he wants.
It is a coming of age story, the same as Stand By Me.
Yeah,
And when people find out that he wrote things like Shawshank
The Green
and
Mile.
The Green Mile,
Yes.
and they're shocked because all he knows is the Christine Pet Cemetery.
Cujo.
Well,
yeah.
Scary.
Carrie's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I've read Carrie 5 or 6 times. I think it's really fun.
I had a
Salem's
hard
Lot is one of
time.
my favorites.
Now, Salem's Lot ties into the Dark Tower, and that's what I was going to try to remember to tell you. That as you read the Dark
Salem's Lot.
Tower, there is a character from Salem's Lot.
Oh,
Now, if you've read Salem's Lot,
I've read it.
I don't know if you remember all the characters.
I don't know. It's been a minute. I
There's-
might have to revisit
There's
it.
somebody who is going to show up within
Okay.
the duration of those books.
Maybe
And
once I finish The Gunslinger, I'll pop into Salem's
read
Lot,
it, right?
and then yes, I've read it.
So you understand Matoran the turtle and,
Yeah.
and the deadlights and all that
Yes.
because that okay. And so then if you've read what is it? Insomnia has to be read after.
I've not read Insomnia.
Don't.
Okay.
It doesn't make it. I had to stop somebody the other day who was going to read it, and I'm like, no. If you haven't read The Dark Tower, it won't make any fucking sense,
Right.
and you'll be frustrated with it.
Yeah, I read The Stand last year, so I reread that.
So
thing
Randall
last year.
Flagg shows
Flag.
So I've
And-
seen all these movies.
up. Randall Flagg shows up in Eyes of the Dragon and The Stand, and of course the Dark Tower series. And what else?
Well, I really enjoyed that they made Alexander Skarsgård the
Yes.
Randall Flagg of this generation. I was like, I'm about to fan myself. I'm about to fan myself.
He's
like,
pretty.
Well, we like Bill
Ah,
Skarsgård as Pennywise
man.
too.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
So Skarsgård, and then do you know if you watched that show on Hulu, Castle Rock?
I did not like that at all.
I didn't care for the first one. The second one, which was misery based,
We got Annie Wilkes.
it's got Annie Wilkes. Like I thought
Okay.
that one was great. Like the first one, it was kind of weird. It was like a lot of Easter eggs, not a lot of sense. When you get to the second one, but I was just gonna note that Skarsgård's in that thing too, right? Like you see a lot of Sissy Spacek.
Yes.
What's the guy's name from Needful Things? He's the sheriff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hers?
No.
It's the same guy.
Oh, I love that movie.
You know what I mean? So he's I can't remember his name. He's an older gentleman. He's in there. So I made it through like the first series, and I was like, it's not my favorite thing. The second one where they focus in on misery, I thought
couldn't,
that one was great. I thought that one was way better.
I couldn't finish the Castle Rock. I was
You
like,
should
I
watch
don't
the
care.
second series with
Okay.
where it focuses. It's just all about misery and how like the character in Misery came to be.
So I have to
it's
get
like her,
Jess's opinion
it's like
as a
her
woman.
prequel.
It's her prequel.
I'd get the
Yeah.
female opinion on have you seen or watched Gerald's Game? Read
Okay.
or watched? Seen or watched?
So
I haven't watched it yet. It's
I
like,
read
I
the
need to
book.
watch that.
Yes.
I've read the book, and I enjoyed the book, and I thought, hey, and it was a very mental book where everything was in her head.
Oh yeah.
And when I seen them, they were going to make this movie, I thought, well, that's going to be a really hard movie to make because so much of that book is based on her inner dialogue, you know? And I probably made it 25 minutes into that movie, and I was like, I'm not going to watch this. So I didn't even make it through the movie.
I'm trying to think how much they cut out of it because I know the whole Eclipse thing was taken out.
Yes.
And I get that. That was probably a good choice. Like if you're filming it, the basic needs to be there. She's with the husband.
Right.
In the cabin.
Yes.
In the handcuffs.
Yes.
Now, I noticed that one huge difference was that in the novel, the husband was far from being in shape. He was a pretty out of shape guy.
He's a very out of shape man.
And we kind of get the feeling that that's why he wants to be.
Right.
He's trying to reignite their
Fire, right?
Their fire. With
their love life. Yes.
With kink.
Yes.
Because
that's what you should do when things look bad. Kink.
He has handcuffed her.
Yes.
Now I remember the page that made my stomach turn reading it was when the dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm listening. I'm waiting. I'm gonna read these motherfuckers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
You should.
If anybody out there ain't really ready to read any of these books, I know I am now.
She's handcuffed to
I'm
the
listening to
bed.
this like on my edge.
He's dead on the floor.
Yeah.
And a hungry, starving dog came in and is eating him right in front of her. She is chained to the bed in handcuffs. Cannot move.
Oh wait,
get
we
away.
talked about this. I remember this talk. Didn't we talk about this?
We probably.
I know it's something.
Yeah, because I remember that scene there.
Yeah, I didn't make it very far into that movie. I mean, is it worth making it through?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to remember even if the because in the novel it was, and I was 2/3 through and I thought, well, this is going to be one of those non-supernatural King novels, and then they start throwing in Mr. Moonlight's in the corner, and is he there or is he not there?
Yeah.
But he was there, but I want to say that he wasn't supernatural. He was just
Figment?
encephalic or something. He had like the big head.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was.
Mac Tonight? Was Mac Tonight in this movie?
Well, that's what she would call him because she would see him in the room. She's still handcuffed to the bed overnight, and she sees some guy staring at her in the moonlight.
So she invents him.
No,
Okay.
he's actually there, staring at her. I forget.
I would say that would be supernatural. Well,
Oh no, he's a real.
That's what you think until you're handcuffed.
well, if he's
naked
got
to
a
the bed
giant
and
ass
dudes are looking at
head,
you.
giant ass moon shaped head, I would say.
He has a giant moon-shaped head.
Okay, I would say that's just supernatural. It's just like seeing the mask guy from the Cher movie. It'd just be like, hey, that's supernatural.
He was
right?
similar to that guy. At least that's what I got from the book. It's,
Yeah, like I said, I didn't make it through.
Now, Rose Madder is another. I don't know if you've read Rose Madder. That is another book that he wrote from the female perspective, where the protagonist is female, and she is the victim of abuse. And it is written. It's a hard one to read in the beginning because Norman, her policeman husband, is abusive, and some of that's just terrible. The first couple chapters.
I don't think I've ever read that. When I read Dolores Claiborne, that name seems to ring a bell for me. Is Rose in there?
Yeah.
Kathy Bates played Dolores Claiborne.
Yes. Hello. How are you?
What's up, buddy?
How are y'all?
We're having a podcast.
Hanson, there you got crackers.
Yeah.
I
we
want
have-
Triscuits on a whim. I never get crackers. If you need some.
Okay.
Social eggs.
So what other we want to take a break?
Yeah.
Take a break. Taking a break now.
Black House got me thinking about reading a lot about serial killers because it is the follow-up to The Talisman with the 20-year gap in between, and so the little boy from The Talisman is now a retired police detective, and he's moved to this small town where they start having a serial killer who targets children, and he's mimicking Albert Fish. And so I didn't know much about Albert Fish except at the beginning of House of a Thousand Corpses, he's on the murder ride. So, and I knew one of Marilyn Manson was Ginger Fish, so I knew that this Fish guy was bad. And I started reading and listening to YouTube channel called Infographics, and they talk about all these serial killers. Jesus Christ, this guy was awful. And King put some of that into the book. Like this new, his serial killer called The Fisherman is aping the actions of this real life Albert Fish, and Jesus Christ, the stuff he was eating kids.
Oh.
And sending letters to the parents saying
Tommy was salty.
saying they were good.
Oh, God.
And then sent letters saying, I didn't fuck her. I could have. Maybe that will make you feel better. And sent that to the parents of boys and girls that he had fucking eaten their rears. He ate. And then
So I didn't sodomize them, I just ate them.
Yes. But that's how fucking sick he was that he was sending those letters.
Like, this should bring me some peace.
Yeah. At least I didn't rape, but I could have. It's like OJ saying, if I did it, here's how I did it. Because I got to OJ later. I listened to the OJ one, too.
Yeah.
That piece of crap was so guilty.
Oh, he's completely guilty.
Oh, yeah, he was so guilty.
Completely guilty.
Yeah, listen to Ted Bundy. Listen to Zodiac. Zodiac Killer is pretty chilling. Listen to that guy.
I haven't listened to him. I was going to say, Bundy was...
Yeah, that guy went on for a minute, though, didn't he?
Zodiac Killer, they never caught him.
Yeah.
They never. They're claiming they finally cracked his encryption. How fucking many years afterwards?
God, 30?
They don't know. Like, he's not even here to mess with you in case you haven't. You guys are just making it up.
Yeah, he's been dead for a minute, probably.
So I need to watch the David Fincher movie, Zodiac. I never saw it.
It's pretty good. I mean, it is it's a beautiful movie, for one. It's well done.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance on Netflix, watch, oh my God.
Oh, what is it called? I know what you're talking about.
We don't keep Netflix.
You should.
I only have so much on my phone.
Mindhunters. Mindhunters is what you should watch, because it's at the point where the FBI coins the phrase serial killer. Like, they invent that word because they're investigating stuff, and it's so good and terrifying.
Cool. Because I know there's a Netflix original where they're talking about a serial killer, and I'm trying to think of which one it was. But they go through. It's in the 80s. It's the guy the AC/DC song is based off of, the Nightcrawler.
I love babies.
I don't know what killer he is though. I can't remember. But anyway, there's a show on Netflix where they go through and talk about that guy's reign of terror.
The only apps we can't have apps on our TV upstairs because this is not a residential address. I could not, if I wanted to, pay and get Wi-Fi turned on here
so wild.
in our name. So, but downstairs had Wi-Fi, or still does, but the signal is not strong enough. So we used to be able to pick it up a little bit upstairs, and it would just shut off.
You can get a booster that you can plug into the wall. They're like $30.
$30. You can get a Wi-Fi booster.
Maybe that would work.
I'd plug it in on this floor to boost upstairs.
Yes. Because we do have an antenna, and we can watch regular TV upstairs, and I've got a million Blu-ray DVDs, so we can watch physical movies. But as far as apps go, I keep HBO Max, and he has my passcode, so that way I can, I don't have enough time to watch TV anyway. So between HBO Max and I have Shudder, which is all horror movies for $6 a month, and I keep Funimation because I watch some anime. And between those three apps, I don't have time for anything. I'm not going to watch anything else. It's like, there's so many movies.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm watching old stuff on HBO though.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, HBO Max is.
You got all this brand new content.
And we're watching old shit.
And I'm watching old stuff I've seen in the 90s.
Yeah.
I highly recommend. They have The Nick on HBO Max, which was a series on Cinemax that takes place in the 1900s, whenever in a hospital, and that it's really good.
Right now, I'm watching Law and Order SVU from
Stabler's back.
Well, no, I went back and started like rewatching it, so I'm on like season 6 or something. So it's like everybody's got like a flip phone, like nobody's got like a smartphone yet.
But that's one of the most best series ever.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch it because I don't know that I ever actually watched it when it was on prime time. I just see the reruns and whatever, you know. So there's a lot of them I haven't seen, but like it's just fun. So Stabler hasn't even left yet.
Yeah,
is where
so
I'm
you're
still
still
at.
at
Right,
it.
I'm still Stabler's not even left yet. So
I'm getting a Cobra Commander. I just thought I'd
I don't know what that is.
Stuart found a Cobra Commander stuff.
What, online?
Like a toy?
Get it tomorrow?
A toy.
I mean, I can't help it if it's.
Did you not know what podcast you just got on and not see the room that we're sitting in?
That's fair.
I saw one yesterday.
Or Cobra Commander?
Well, I just went and looked at yours and I was like, okay, I'll get them. I need to see your Starscream to see if I need one of those or not.
Yeah, who's in the picture of they had the whole collection? You?
I got a bunch of Starscreams. I know he's
One
got a
y'all
bunch
sent me a
too.
picture that says I got them all.
That was me.
That was
I have all of them.
Yeah, you have all of them.
You don't
Then
have
someone
all
said
of
something about the ghost one.
Yeah.
Have they even made that one? Or is that just a figment of your imagination?
Super 7 has made a version. So, were we going to take a break?
Yes.
We started talking to you.
Yeah, let's
Want to take a break?
Yeah, we're on break.
All right, taking a break.
You got me that. I'll just keep going. It was Easter.
So I made a Lego Baby Yoda. Did you see it?
Yes. Jason.
It is like the best thing. Like its face can be changed. Like its ears move up and down, and like you can move its mouth out, open and closed. It's like the best thing I've ever done. And so like I change its face all the time. So whenever I walk in the room, I'm like, let me change the Baby Yoda's face to express how I feel.
Baby Yoda.
You should
I
do
know,
like
I seen pictures.
you should make an
and I thought it was very
Instagram page
impressive.
just on your Baby Yoda. Like you can just tell stories. Oh, my Baby
See,
Yoda.
look
did.
at him. Isn't he the best?
Is he sad or hungry there?
There he's like, ah! See?
He doesn't look happy.
Oh,
Then-
and they raise up the
Right, then they raise up and you close his mouth. Like,
And he comes with the little ball too.
yeah, he comes with a little ball.
How
There
many
he is.
pieces of Lego was that?
2,000 something.
It was more than 2,000. I
Was it
think.
really?
Yeah. I'm like a Lego giver. There, I've tilted one ear and I've got like, so like his face can do all kinds of things.
He said I'm a Lego guru.
Yeah, like I built Big Yoda. So I have Big Yoda.
That's the one we seen in it. Was the Yoda.
Yeah, I built Big Yoda and I built Baby Yoda. So I built both of them.
So what's next?
I don't know yet. Let me see. Baby Yoda.
Stupid Anakin.
Like, no, fuck Anakin. I don't like him at all.
Stupid Darth Vader.
Well, I built the Statue of Liberty too.
Oh, that was.
I helped.
Yeah. I mean, she's a baby.
That is 1,073 pieces.
Yes,
for
I
Baby
got
Yoda.
it. That's what I was doing too. 1,073.
What are your Legos, Ramit? Do you have any?
I remember.
He doesn't like following directions. On
No, I
Legos.
don't
It's
like doing that.
stressful.
But I don't really buy them. I haven't bought any in a long time, only because they're fucking expensive.
They're real expensive. I want this one. See this one? It's got the Mandalorian guy and the Baby Yoda. Isn't it cute?
But I remember we had a tub full of Legos, and we used to have the guys with the large heads
Sorry,
back
I'm
in the
playing
Lego
with your
figures, and they
Easter
used to have
egg.
these spaghetti arms.
Right.
Used to have
I love
those.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the Baby Yoda. I wish I could have a Baby Yoda.
He always looks like he's crying.
He's the best. Look at him. I found a toy.
All right. Now you got pose with the Baby Yoda. We're gonna make a scrapbook one day, and we're gonna have a.
We're gonna make a coffee table addition to this crap that we're doing now.
Exactly. So we gotta get a picture of
Me and
Jess
Baby
and the
Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
You like that?
That's awesome.
This is the way.
We have to
Baby
have Brad.
Yoda.
Brad, this is our official starting of our book. We're gonna have one day.
Hold on, I need a better prop than that. Wait till
Jason
needs
and
a prop
controls.
too.
Jason and controls. I get the
what do I-
controls right here. Do your professional face.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's
And that's
go.
what I told.
Are you ready, Mr.
You got some
Boy?
I'm not ready. I need props.
What's his brand?
I don't even know. I can picture that.
Oh, now you're gonna get everybody? I don't think
No,
you're
it's
gonna get
Mr.
everybody.
Brad.
I'm
Getting
I almost did
everybody.
my Elvira with books.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
It's gonna buy Elvira's books.
Okay, this is worth the book one day. Yes. This will be worth all
I have a
the
lot of
money.
pictures of us from when we were young.
Do you have a lot of those? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
I've
Of us.
Yes, of us. Like
yeah.
on
Donnie
New
with
Year's
hair.
Eve, Donnie with hair,
No way.
Bramick acting like he wasn't my friend.
There's no Donnie with hair pictures.
Brad with Satan's whore.
What? Like physical form?
Yes.
What was funny about Satan's whore is that I would walk into places with Satan's whore, and I can't remember this manager I worked for. Like, people thought she was out of my league.
Oh, really?
Really?
So it looked like these old men that worked at the store.
The dirty old man.
The dirty old men.
Yeah.
I remember this manager I
Right,
had
always
walked
got
out.
That's because
And
they
he
felt
said-
bad about themselves.
He says, God damn, I climb up them legs. And I tell her, I don't know. Maybe
You
she'll let you.
you should let her.
Brad always had hot girlfriends. I thought. I thought Brad was a
So
hot.
anyway, so I've
magnet or some shit.
now stolen the baby Yoda. Do you love this?
Yeah, that's you.
You need help? You want to stuff them in a Trader Joe's bag so you can get them home?
No, I just want to hold him
Brad's
for a
going,
little
what are you
bit.
doing?
No, that's my
Don't
good.
touch the baby Yoda. So I love the baby Yoda. The baby Yoda is so much cooler than Big Yoda.
Target has the baby Yoda.
Do they?
So buy your own.
They also have Babu Frick.
Who the hell is that?
I don't know who that is.
Babu Frick was the little droid engineer in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, I don't care.
You know what? That also made no sense because
You didn't say BB-8.
because what they had to do.
That's
was,
what I said.
think about
A
that.
kid made him on a desert planet, then they travel halfway across the galaxy to find the one mechanic, the tiny bug mechanic to work on C-3PO, to fix C-3PO to find a map.
Big Yoda was 1800.
To find
pieces.
well, that dagger was the worst part because that
So I
dagger,
built him too.
That fucking dagger.
that
Only one
fucking
I see was
MacGuffin
the-
dagger,
the
because
Baby Yoda.
I
it
built
takes
the
you to a
big
spot
guy, and then I built the baby
that
Yoda.
Like-
speculates that this Death Star wreckage is still where it was,
Yeah, I have
which
this
is
baby
huge.
Yoda.
The Death Star wreckage is massive. So you take this dagger, and this little arm sticks out, and it's supposed to line up exactly
Yes,
with where
like
this wreckage-
erosion's not going to happen.
Yeah, like it's all
Oh,
because
you
if
talking
it,
about the movie? Oh,
oh,
Yeah.
it's so terrible.
Terrible.
What's terrible?
Fucking Star Wars.
The Star Wars movie.
Rise
Yeah,
of
that,
Skywalker.
yeah, that was kind of bullshit. I seen that like in another
That's
movie
called a
somewhere.
MacGuffin because here we have device
Yes.
after device
The MacGuffin.
that is supposed to be some kind of magical.
Wow,
Big ball.
that is all gasoline.
Oh, it is. I told you.
Is that the old? Yeah.
Yeah,
that
the
shit-
old tub, yeah.
The old tub is like the shit, dude. I
That's
love
good.
it. I'm drinking this
Hello Kitty.
by itself.
Wow.
That's so good. And I'm not a whiskey drinker like that.
I mean, I do like it. There is
It's
flavor,
good.
but it's like
Oh,
it's got the
smooth.
burn.
It's got the burn, but it's smooth.
It's got the burn, so it's
it's all.
it's
How old are these suckers? They can't get out of the plastic.
7 years.
1990.
The woman who worked for the radio station and who also
Oh,
was
the one that
export
wanted the
importer.
candy store.
Yes, she runs the candy store. Her
These are
son-
from Halloween, 1986.
I don't think Hello Kitty was alive or made
Hello
then.
Kitty was alive well before then.
Yeah, but not in America in
She
1986.
said her son imports exports to
Yeah.
Japan.
By export, is he just stuffing it in his shoes
Oh,
as he
I
gets
had
on
this
the
shit
plane?
in-
Yeah,
fucking
you
shit
like
for
I was gonna say,
years.
we have a bunch of these in our office now that we're owned by Japan because people just sneak them over when they have to go to Japan and they come home.
Oh, that's funny.
Well,
Yeah, so her son brings in Japanese candy for the
1988. The taste of 1988.
I mean, it tastes like American candy. I don't see
Margaret.
the difference.
That's a
Tastes
marker
like
right there.
1986 when it's sucker back.
They ain't getting that sucker back. That motherfucker's here now.
What flavor do you have, Ramek?
Strawberry.
It tastes like grape.
No, it does. It tastes like fake strawberry. It tastes like American fake strawberry. So
Hello
God.
Kitty was born in the suburbs of London. She lives with her parents and her twin sister Mimi, who is her best friend. Her hobbies include baking cookies
but it's made in Japan
and
though.
making new friends.
What, Hello Kitty?
She always says you can never have too many friends.
Now she wears kids.
Wow, I polished off the last of that drink and then started on this tub stuff, and that was not a good idea.
It's
Look,
Tub
Rabbit,
stuff is
there's
good.
some pink Hello Kitty leggings.
I don't need those.
There's
Oh
some,
my god, y'all want to laugh? You know, I
Kiss
tried
is
to buy
kiss.
some
He
of
wants
those.
some- He wants the kids Hello Kitties.
No, I don't have any Kiss Hello Kitties.
I am so sorry for whoever's listening to this podcast right now because it is going off the rails.
I tried to order some of those
It's the best one
TikTok
ever.
leggings to make my ass bigger. You know what I'm talking about?
Why
You know,
are you
those
trying to
leggings-
make your ass bigger?
First, I don't need that right now, but so I was like, hey, I'm gonna order these TikTok leggings. Like, they don't fit over my ass. Like, they go all the way up, but
What
they're
do they
not
got?
meant for girls that have a big booty already. Like, they won't go over my ass. So it's made my
So they
heart
got
hurt.
TikTok logos on them?
No, they're like the ones that, like, haven't you seen them? They're supposed to make everyone's booty look like phenomenal, like the booty leggings. So I try to order them.
That was very open. That's
wait,
very
wait,
brave
wait,
of
wait,
you
What
to
was that? What's
discuss.
the
I don't
called?
care.
Spanx. Kind of like a spank thing.
Well, it's like
That was a reverse
hang on,
spank.
let me find the TikTok.
It was like find
Oh,
more.
do you find the TikTok leggings?
No. That's like a onesie or something for
That's a
grown-ups.
That's a lady dressed like Hello Kitty. Yeah, let me see here.
Sure, buddy.
They have super cute adventures, Hello Kitty and Friends.
What constitutes a super adventure?
Super cute adventure.
Okay,
Cute.
what is what?
Well,
what
it's
how
got
do you
pink
go?
in it, whatever.
Wow, this adventure is so fantastic. It's
if
super,
it's super
cute.
and cute, it's gotta have pink in it.
What? I mean, what?
And rainbows.
What do you run into?
So they're like supposed to be like your booty look like that. See that booty?
Okay, that's probably somebody's real booty.
That's what I wanted my booty to look like though. See that?
You're not gonna find.
Don't talk about my booty.
Well, then why aren't we talking about your booty?
So I bought these leggings. See, look at that. Look at that nice ass. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? So I got me some of these leggings. Like, I'm going to have me some nice booty leggings. No, they don't. Like, girls with big booties, they don't fit. And so, like, look. See? That's what I look like when I sit down on a ledge.
It's almost like fishnet.
Right.
stocking.
Like, I mean, so I ordered some, but that's not what they look like on me. It was a really sad day for me.
So what is the worst part
Oh, that's
about being over 40?
What's the worst part about being over 40? Let me think about that. Over 40, the worst part, man, that's a hard question for me because I don't know. I still feel like I'm 30 something.
I wish I felt older inside.
This is true. There's a lot of the. I still feel like maybe I'm in my early 30s. Maybe mentally, I feel that way.
I feel young to me.
But actually, being over, it sucks to say it now.
Because someone
it sucks
says
to say I'm 46.
Someone says something about how old I am. I think.
What do you
I don't
like?
feel that age.
40 at least,
But,
right?
I mean, yeah, like I like that you're like Donnie thought I graduated before you all did.
No.
I was
but no,
like,
it ain't
oh my
because
God.
it's not because the way you
It's
look.
because you're so smart.
It's because you're so smart. No, it's because you act very much more mature than the rest of us. Well, other than Brad. Brad's
I don't
the
know
most
about
mature.
that.
Brad's the most mature.
I wouldn't say much more mature.
I'm the most mature person. You need to.
Out of us
you
three,
need to
us three,
expand your.
Yeah, experience. He's saying out of this group.
Okay.
out of us three.
Yeah.
I have a giant dog that plugs in. Wags its tail.
I was gonna say dog. No,
And
I can't even say that. But
and I'm
I
playing
was
with your
gonna say-
baby Yoda, so yeah.
I don't like this
Baby
Hello
Yoda.
Kitty sucker
Well, he
anymore.
is the oldest of us all.
I am old.
But not
By
by much.
a year.
Who's the oldest,
much?
Brad?
I'm the oldest.
You're
Not by
47. Donnie, you're turning 47.
I'll be 47 November.
I'll be 47 November. Then the week after, I turn 48.
Right.
If I make it.
You'll make it.
Oh, this
God
brookie
dang
looks
it.
amazing. Is this thing good?
It's really good.
I haven't
Oh, okay.
sampled that.
Oh, we're getting to the chocolate.
We're getting
Snacks,
to the brookie.
Oh,
It's
a
like
brown-
a brownie and then a cookie.
That's not good.
and you already have one?
No, I have not.
Oh, they're pretty good. It came from the Trader Joe's.
Oh hell, I'm gonna
Brad,
have
you
that
should
one.
remove your price tags off your cups sometime.
No, because he's gonna let everybody know how much you pay for
A
it.
what cup?
Up the Batman cup, because the Robin cup ain't got it.
Well, the Robin cup I've had forever. The Batman cup came from Great Escape a few years ago.
Does anybody want a
And
brookie?
he still
No.
cost you.
I'm
more
sure they're
than-
delicious.
I ain't gonna be able to
Oh.
take this home because I'll be like a
Right.
fat girl with
How
a
much were
spoon.
Just hide it somewhere
Better
here.
than
That's not too bad. That's really cheap, actually.
You got paper towel? Never made that.
Why are you making that so
Sorry. Look,
Stop.
I'm cut off.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But anyways.
I believe you guys are like 47 and 48. Holy hell.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's old or something.
I know.
Well, you're like 43, aren't you?
I'm the baby of the group.
You're 43.
I'm 42.
See, that
So
makes me
let's
feel
calm
better.
down.
That makes me feel better for that comment because I so did not say that because I thought you was older than us. I was just like you older. just because of your.
Why is everybody leaving? We're still doing a podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
in.
leaving. I'm putting the baby Yoda back in his carrier so I don't get chocolate on him.
So on the show, the stormtroopers punched him in the face when they took him off. That's why I put him on stormtrooper.
Yeah, I was sad.
So
when
Jason,
they hurt the baby
what?
Yoda.
Hey,
I did watch.
I'm concerned that it's 9:30
Yeah.
and eventually we'll be
Well,
leaving, and I need to.
Star Wars.
I didn't
So what are we gonna
understand
do about
it because it was the first thing
I'm
I
gonna
ever
drink some
watched because
water
I wanted to watch the Baby
and
Yoda.
not drink
So I
so
didn't
much
understand
booze.
it all.
Well, as long as you're driving.
Yeah, I'm gonna cool off.
Yeah, Ram's driving us, so he
Yeah.
can't have all the booze. But you can take the swallow home with you. I have plenty more.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have
since you're
plenty of
driving,
booze.
I will definitely have another drink. 'Cause I love the shit out of that. Oh, that's just been
It's
like.
surprising because you're not a
No, I'm
drinker.
not. I'm not a drinker at all, and I can like actually drink that without like chasing.
Because
or
it's
something.
fun. I mean, it is delicious,
It
but
is
man,
very
that
delicious.
burn is like.
The burn's
Ooh, I want to do this
I
again
think
here in a
that's what
minute.
attracts me to it. 'Cause
It's
burn.
like eating spicy
Gotta
chips.
burn.
It's like, oh, I have another one.
But to drink it straight like this is fun.
Yeah.
for
You
me.
know what my favorite is? Spicy cheese nacho. Like the spicy Doritos. Those are the best ones.
I still like good old fashioned Cool
The
Ranch.
green bag, like the jalapeno.
Oh, poppin' jalapenos where it's at too, but I
Them
don't
are
think. And are they still making those? I haven't
Yes,
seen those.
because they
for
get
a
them in
minute.
my vending machine to work. So
Oh, okay.
You just eat
Yeah,
the whole line.
The
It's like 6
poppin',
of them.
yeah, the poppin' jalapeno are good, but then the ones that are spicy nacho, I like those so much better than I like regular Doritos now.
So much good content going on right now.
I mean, I just like that everything that I talk about is very food oriented. That's who I am, I think.
This is the food episode.
It's the food episode.
We made some friends with this punk rock band that hangs out in the odd shop. And so.
What's the punk rock band name?
Well, I don't know their name. It's just a bunch of young kids.
But you made friends with them.
Well, I'm friends with them. I didn't say I listened to their band.
That's what a real friend would listen to.
Well, they just asked me questions. Today they were asking me about Stephen King because one of them saw a Crimson King tattoo.
Oh,
and
they
they were asking me
recognized
about different books and everything else. And these kids are they're like 20.
Hanging on every word.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
Like me.
it's just weird when you're sitting there having conversations with people that much younger.
Yeah, young people are special.
Yeah.
They are. Like, I got a buddy at work that he's younger than me, and then, like, so the Winter Soldier and Falcon thing, yeah, I'm no drunk. Anyway, yeah, he's all watching that and everything, and he's asking me questions. I'm like, well, I don't know really a lot, but since he knows I'm the comic book guy, thanks to my arm. So, but yeah, it's really neat to kind of speculate what's going to go on with younger people that don't know nothing about the genre that you're kind of interested in.
I know. How many tattoos do each of you all have?
I have one.
One.
Brad's got more than me. Let me think. I got 1, 2, 3, 4,
14.
5, 6, 7, 8,
14.
10. I got 10.
All right.
If you count them individually, one of them's kind of
I'm going
like.
to try to finish sleeving up over here.
I will be getting one soon,
And
though.
what I like is that
Oh,
as you get older, if your skin gets
Let me
bad, you
forget
just
my
cover it all
email
up, so
school.
who cares?
What are you gonna get?
I am going to get a full moon right here on the wrist.
For what? What does it mean?
I like the full moon. At first, I was going to get a nautical star.
Okay.
And then I was like, I keep seeing other stuff, and I thought, well, I'll get the nautical star, and then I'll go to full moon here. And I was like, let's just go with the full moon. I just thought it would be very interesting, because I do kind of like the moon. The moon does play with my psyche sometimes, and so why not?
Okay.
That's good.
Lights
I like
the way in darkest of nights.
I'm surprised you don't have a skull. Or
I
any
do.
kind
I have one skull that Donnie did.
you get that skull.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have like Ed Roth, or you could get Rat Pink.
Yeah.
That was a skull from the.
Rat Pink actually would be awesome. It could be a tribute to so many
Hellboy
things.
series.
Yep. Yeah, that was from Mike Mignola. All right. I got the tattoo after leaving your place from a drunken stupor night, and I remember I got home and pulled into the apartment parking lot
And he bled.
and
That's why it's late.
threw up, and I was like, okay, I'm meeting Don to get a tattoo, and I just kind of
That
just laid
explains
there.
because he bled pretty bad on that one, and
Yeah.
because his.
Yeah, it's probably my fault. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things in
Look
this
at
world.
it.
Oh,
that are
his
my
Blood was
fault.
very thin that
He
day.
was drunk and you were tattooed. God,
Yeah.
that was stupid.
I had a hungover. I was hungover. I wouldn't say I was.
We've
That's why it's faded
made
now.
some poor decisions in life.
That
I
wasn't
think,
a good
Brad.
one.
Yeah.
And that time, there was one time, so me and Matt and Loaf went to someplace called, what's her name? Tattoo Annie or something like that.
That sounds
It
awful.
wasn't Tattoo Charlie.
That sounds like just a bad decision in itself.
Goth Mistress was there too. We were going to
Goth
go
Mistress?
to the
Well,
Toy
then that don't make it no
Tiger.
better.
The Toy Tiger to see Merciful Fate.
Oh, the toy tiger.
Merciful Fate.
Yes,
That was
King
a fun
Diamond, King Diamond and Merciful Fate. And Matt was going to get some extreme piercing, and he didn't.
Extreme
Extreme
piercing.
piercing. And
Industrial.
I remember he almost passed out. It wasn't good.
Was it
Where was this extreme?
Because I've seen guys pass out on their nipple several
Well,
times.
remember he had his ears gauged out. I think it was somewhere around there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember this guy you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Meg?
He
Had all the-
was, he was Danita's boyfriend for a minute, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember him. Okay.
And still ended up with the Toy Tiger, but
Ah, the old toy.
they all weren't into seeing Merciful Fate. Now I look back, Merciful Fate is a European power metal band, legendary. And in Europe they open up. Well, in Europe they are legendary. They open
Legendary.
up. They open up in stadiums in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, not in the U.S.
Not
people
in the
over
Their
there
clubs
don't
here
know.
in U.S.
Well, no, King Diamond played the Palace in November of 2019 because my friend bought me
Clubbish.
tickets and the place was packed and there were people from the tri-state area because this guy is well known within the circle
Yeah.
of the genre and he doesn't tour the U.S. He's from Denmark. He's not going to play the U.S. all that
Yeah.
often. So here we were back in the 90s in a very small place and I had a
Yeah.
chance to see this band in that venue and they were all just like, I'm bored. I don't know the songs. I just
I don't feel good. I
Yeah,
got
I don't
intense
feel good.
piercing.
Stuff like
having
that. I
a
had
lot of
intense
drama.
piercings. I believe.
Right.
I just saw Monster Magnets,
Oh, yes.
Toy Tiger, and I remember Goth Mistress stormed out of the room when they played their radio hits. Space Lord.
Oh, she got
and
mad and got
Mother.
had a hissy fit.
She had a his. Why wouldn't he play his radio hits?
Is Golf Mistress the same as Satan's Whore?
Yes.
Okay.
Of
Just making
course
sure I
he's
was
going to
following.
play the radio hits. Why wouldn't you play your radio hits? Right?
Yeah.
But she was just like, I've heard the song too much, and just walked out of the room.
Yeah, she's a very angry woman.
And
we
I
walked-
think.
We walked in the parking lot and met Dave Weindorf, that lead singer.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, he was stoned out of his mind afterwards. He signed a ticket stub or something like that. Just like, yeah, man.
So I had a friend one time, alright, so this, we won tickets to go see Godsmack at Gobblestock one year.
Wow.
I was there, yeah.
Alright, right, so this
No,
friend of
it
mine,
was the Toadies.
it was the Toadies and Godsmack.
Toadies and Godsmack, yes.
So we went to Godsmack, we won tickets on the radio. So it was three of us that had won the ticket, we had 3 tickets. It was me, Jerry, and,
Sunny went.
no, Jamie.
Oh,
Jamie.
That's
So,
a lot there.
So this, you remember Jamie? That's awesome.
How
Okay,
could
so
you not?
all right, so Jamie was
That was
there,
a lot.
and the God Princess
was she
there.
speaking British at this time or no?
No, was
Didn't
it
she go through a phase where she
Twinkie?
tried to
Or
talk?
was it
No,
Yes.
no, God,
No, or-
no, it
or-
was Jamie.
Hot
Jamie.
Well, yeah, Jamie.
Hot,
yes,
hot
yes,
Jamie?
Yes, Pot Jamie.
Okay.
So-
Not Twinkie Jamie.
Not Twinkie Jamie. No.
Okay,
no,
wrong
all right, so
Jamie.
all right, so
That's what I thought he
This
was
is
talking
boy
about.
Jamie. No, this is boy Jamie.
Boy Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
This is such
Boy
great
Jamie was like the biggest dumbass ever of any of my friends. But he had some good stuff sometimes, if you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So we won tickets to go see Godsmack and Toadies. It was like the first ever Gobblestock, first ever Gobblestock.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gobblestock.
And so we were there, and I drove there. Me and Jerry, who's no longer with us, and Mr. Jamie was there. And so we ran into Brad and Golf Mistress.
Sator.
And was
Satan's
there.
Whore, okay.
And right off the bat, no. You talking about lightning bolts? Jamie and Goth Mistress was nowhere close to liking each other.
They
If
were
there was
opposite
two
sides
opposite
of the
polar
spectrum.
not yes.
Yeah,
If there was
yeah.
So
two
it was like when
polar-
Ramick tried to hate me for a while.
Oh, if you say
Remember
so.
when we first met and you tried to hate me, but now you don't, so.
Well,
I
okay.
don't know.
So anyway,
He
on
did
that
try to
note,
hate me.
yes. Oh, and it was the most craziest thing.
uncomfortable situation.
Oh man, you talking about?
I can't imagine.
Seems like I remember you telling me that story later, like
Oh
after y'all
yeah,
got
because
that
I thought they was
something.
gonna fight because Jamie, redneck to the core. He was
Yes.
dumb. He just his sense of personality was very thin, and to hear him say anything about anything was stupid.
Yeah.
So he comes off with some stupid shit. Well, God Princess was like, okay, well, this guy's an idiot. So of course she's going to be more or less like you, going to say, look, motherfucker,
Yeah.
you know, you're stupid.
Back up.
And so
Did she call him out?
no, she did because right off the bat they start arguing, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is not going to work. So I was like, hey Jamie, let's go this way. And we had to separate from y'all because I thought Gothica was going to kill her.
Gothica. I like how we've given her like 8 names.
She's
so
got
far.
12 names,
Yeah,
and it
that's
all don't
amazing.
matter. But
You know, I was at the fair one time. We were at the fair.
With Satan's Horror?
Yes, we went to the fair.
Woo!
And
St. Horse.
walked through and saw all the Confederate flag T-shirts back when you could sell those, and they were everywhere.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
was rolling her eyes at all that.
Sounds
Yeah,
like one we had made.
I mean, that's
Right.
That was Donnie, everybody.
So anyway,
No, yeah,
we walked through all
that
that.
was a joke,
And there
everybody.
were these 2 guys at work
If you're gonna get banned, Donnie.
who used to save up money all summer so that they could really get lit at the
So you
fair.
can get lit at the fair.
Their names are Ray and Floyd.
Ray and Floyd, Bud Light tent boy.
Yes.
Bud, you go at Bud Light tent?
They worked the floor crew at work, and they would recycle cans all summer. They were probably in their 50s at the time to have enough money to go to the fair and get really lit. Well, Ray and Floyd saw me and her, and you know they saw me. They started coming over. Hey, man, go! She took off. Just left.
I like that she just leaves you. I like that she's just like, I gotta go,
I
man.
can't handle this
She
right
couldn't
now. I
handle Ray and
gotta
Floyd. Ray and Floyd were probably much nicer than Jamie.
go. Well, Jamie was stupid.
Yeah, he was stupid.
He was
I'm not
stupid.
saying they were brilliant, but they were.
They was smarter than Jamie.
Ray was a little smarter than Floyd. He passed away many years ago. Floyd maybe still kicking around. I don't know.
So like 2 years ago, I don't know who it was. Somebody called and they were like, "Do you want to go to the fair?" I was like the Kentucky State Fair. They were like, "Yeah." I was like, "For what? Like
For
what?
what?
What do you
What's
think
going
I'm
on?"
gonna do there?
Nothing.
Like I'm just, you know." And they're like, "Well, it's Saturday." I'm like, "I would rather gouge my eyes out and sit on this couch than go to the Kentucky
Yeah.
State Fair on a Saturday and pay $17 for a Bud Light." So yeah, so I haven't been to the fair in
I went
100 years.
I haven't been
3 years ago, and it was
almost for the
awesome
same
because
reason.
we got to see the original lineup of Dixon for free.
Oh.
So see, that was worth it. Great White
And it was
worth
off to
too.
the side.
But you went
parking
to like
lot.
one of the free concerts in the
Yes.
side parking lot. Yes.
Well, they have that new stage that they built just for it. And it's
Yeah.
actually kind of nice.
I haven't seen it.
And then the next year we went, and Vince Neil played the free show,
No,
and he was really
Yeah.
funny.
the mumbler.
Did you ever say anything he said?
Mumbler.
Well, we saw Kicks opened up. And
Wow.
Kicks.
Jesus.
Because we went to go see
So I have
Molly
determined.
Crew.
Yeah, Kicks plays my favorite song from like the 80s.
Don't close your eyes.
That's it.
Yeah, they played that live, and they sounded really good. The
I
guys
like
from
that
Kicks, The guys from
Why are
Kicks,
you judging me? I seen your judgy face.
It's a judge. It's not a judgment. It's shock. It's like that is amazing. This is information I didn't have
Right.
before that I
So,
have
like,
now.
Yeah, and my favorite part is like the little part where it's like, hold on tight. You know what I'm about? Like, there's nothing
that's-
more
that's
80s than that part, and it's like my favorite part.
The
Like,
breakdown.
it jams, right? Like,
The
so-
breakdown.
It was amazing though. They sounded so much better than Vince Neil. Vince Neil comes out and he's not in shape. He's very out of breath. And
Right.
He has to run around the stage.
Vince
and
Neil would be like me singing after coming up these steps of yours.
Every other.
Well, then he doesn't remember the words. He's just like, na 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 na, and then they're like, he just missed the lyrics. And the audience can sing it.
And they do. Because That's what he does.
I
He
remember
prompts
we
them
went to
sing.
we went
He's
to see
just
the
like,
reunion
"Howard,
tour, and
I know you can do better than that.
I did
We're just
better than
like,
he
Tired of singing. Y'all do it.
You can do better than that, Vince. We know we can do better than this.
Oh my god,
It was
that's
terrible.
amazing.
I remember that was the funniest thing. I was drunk as hell, and I was singing it way
His
better
band-
than he was doing.
You know who his band was? His band was Slaughter. The guys from Slaughter,
Jesus.
without Mark, because Mark,
Mark Slaughter.
they don't need him.
Right.
So it was the rhythm section from Slaughter that was
The
the
rhythm
touring
section.
band for Vince Neil. They were so like they knew each other so well that when Vince took a long break, they started playing Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath songs, and they were better than anything with him.
Was he breathing into a paper bag at the one behind his face?
I mean, it's August in Kentucky, so it's
It's
probably
kind of like
hot.
Paul Stanley's Soul Station.
School station.
He
I've
put
heard.
Paul Stanley's name on it as the draw, yet all the young people,
Everybody else is doing all the
they're the
work.
ones who are actually singing.
Right.
He's not
Yeah.
singing. He's just sitting there in some bad lounge suit with his name on it, though. But
He's
that's-
just a conductor.
Well, he pretends to sing.
He
in the video.
between us. Yeah, he's auto-tuned
He
like a
sings that
motherfucker.
Why Oh Why or whatever this song is.
Which it was the same stuff he like kind of like made fun of Peter Criss for singing in the 80s.
Yeah, Motown.
I remember that.
So, but yeah, free concerts are the only reason to go to the fair.
Yeah, that would be the only reason.
My
you
friend
could get
Jim
me
was a
there.
little strange sometimes. He bought us all free ride ticket strips.
Oh.
Like he just went and spent $75 on ride tickets and just gave us each one. So then we rode because
So you could ride like the Himalaya.
I like those.
Is that the one that just goes really fast
Yeah.
and just
circle.
throws
In a
you into the
circle,
side?
and you just
Yeah,
get
yeah.
squished and
I
yeah.
like the Midway
Yeah.
haunted houses, the ones you get in. And you go through the
Oh.
doors and there's like some,
And then you get
some
the
gorilla
tunnel that
in a cage and some
spins
sparks
and-
go off. and
Yeah.
Somebody, I like those. So those are fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to the fair
Space Mountain, remember
in
that
20
one?
years.
The last one I went to, we went and saw Joan Jett.
Joan Jett.
But I just
That's
You
don't
ever been
whenever
to the fair since the
was
Joan
Alice
Jett
Cooper.
concert?
Yeah.
That's been a long, long time.
Last one was Alice Cooper for me. And that was longer than
But I
Joan
can't
Jett.
remember if
No,
that's the same one
sure.
that whenever Patty and I went and then the boy went
Oh boy.
and then they got in an argument. I don't know if that was the
Patty
same
or the
one.
boy?
Joan has
Both
played
of
the fair
them.
about-
And then I had to ride them both home.
Who's Patty?
Patty
don't
was
remember
gross
Patty?
and seeing
She
just
was
very
a
shortly.
Friend of a friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
We had, for the Joan Jett concert you went to, my mom and her ex-husband James were out there too.
Yeah, okay.
It was the dawn of cellular phones because I had this really generic little phone that had to be. We tried to plug it into Jason's car because we thought, oh wow, we can actually call them and see where they are out there, and it wouldn't work, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the one I'm talking about was Alice Cooper and get this one, Winger.
Winger, Kip Winger. That was the dream back in the day.
That's
I
because
remember-
Kip used to be in Alice's band, so I'm sure it's probably
Well, I know it was Kit Winger and the band Winger, and
Yeah.
they played 17.
17. I'm headed for a hot
And
parade.
then afterwards
Isn't
was
that
Alice
Winger?
Cooper, and he played absolutely every friggin' hit he had.
Did he play Poison?
He played Poison.
I jammed
He
to that
played Black
song.
Widow. He played
Like,
Cold
I
Ethel. He
can't
played
even-
fucking
yeah.
everything.
It's kind of embarrassing, but I do really love the Poison song by Alice Cooper. I don't really know why, but
Yeah.
I
You know what
jammed
that's
to
about?
it. It's about a
Poison.
girl being poisoned. It's about
But
like a
was-
Black Widow.
Okay, but was she poisoned with?
Probably her
Poison.
Nana.
But what's her not poisoned with?
I don't know what you
Is
want
it
me to
AIDS?
say.
Is it AIDS?
Oh, you think it's AIDS? I
Yeah.
thought it was like
It was
lust,
like-
like
it was
trapping a
Well,
man
it
with her
came out in
lusty.
Your
1988.
skin so wet.
Yeah. I just
What
thought
does
the
that
song
have to
about
do
that.
with AIDS?
Because
though?
there's
Like-
more of it. Because he says something about blood in it after a while.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
Oh,
if
I'm
you're
a little
like
drunk
all
right now,
hot
so-
for somebody,
I'm
I
telling you, it's an
mean,
AIDS commercial.
you think it's? I don't think it's. I thought it was about making a like.
I
I thought it
yeah,
could be
just-
metaphor.
I thought it was
Movie.
like basically
I thought it was an
being
AIDS
pussy
commercial.
whipped. If we're gonna talk about what
I thought it was an AIDS
was,
commercial because he was right there in the middle of it all, that shit. When AIDS were like the no, you better cover up kind of shit, you know.
Okay, everybody's on the internet right
I'm
now.
telling you, that's
it
an AIDS
says
commercial.
your cruel device, which I think is her cha-cha.
Right.
Your blood like ice. which
Your
means-
blood like ice, okay.
Like,
You
I
got-
think
you
it
got
means
the
she's
shit
like,
in your
I
blood.
think it means she's a cold-hearted bitch, though. I don't
No.
think it means like. I mean, I don't think HIV makes your blood cold. One look could kill my pain, your thrill. I think it's about.
No.
Okay. Do we have listeners? If we have listeners, I'd like
We
for you to
will.
call
Yeah,
in.
whenever this goes, yeah, call in, right?
So again, it says your cruel device, which is like your cruel
Your
device.
cruel.
I think that's the cha-cha.
Right.
Your blood like ice. I think
Okay.
it means that she's indifferent to him.
Well, like mean?
Yeah,
Okay, I
like
can see
she's
that.
like, yeah.
Alright,
so
I
I
see
think
that.
this is about. Then
So
it
he's
says-
like, "Oh, you got the AIDS. I can't do this because you're poison."
That's pretty shitty of Alice right
I
there.
don't think that's what he's saying.
You should just put a rubber on and get
Because
after
you're
it.
poison running through my veins. You're poison.
Well, no,
No
because what
one
he
can
says,
break these chains
I wanna
because there ain't a
love you.
cure.
Okay, it says, I want to love you, but I better not touch. I
Right.
want to hold you, but my senses tell me to stop.
Because you get the.
I want
you
to
got the
kiss
AIDS.
you, but I want it too much. I want to taste you, but your lips are
The
venomous
venomous poison.
But you can't catch AIDS through her lips. You have to
But
catch
that
it
was
through her cha-cha.
1980 something. Someone give me the year.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, that's when the hype of it all was right
I'm
there.
just letting you know. I don't think so.
I think it's all about the virus.
So it says your mouth so hot, your web, I'm
Well,
hot.
yeah, because you know
Your
to
skin
catch the
so
AIDS-
wet.
To catch the virus, you had to be hot to this person that's got the virus,
Yeah,
right?
because he said, I hear you calling and it's needles and pins. I want to hurt you just to hear you
You're
screaming my name.
Don't want to touch you because you're.
Under my skin, deep in.
I want to touch
So
you.
I'm just
gonna
telling
taste
you,
but
I like
your
that
lips
we're
are
having
venomous
this type
poison.
of discussion about
Lips
Alice
are
Cooper.
Cooper
venomous
sings about a girl who
poison.
is bad for him, but he can't resist her charms. There's an element of masochism in the song as Alice sings, I want to hurt you just to hear you screaming my name.
Yeah.
The
He
song
says
tied-
it's about alcohol and drug addiction.
tied schools out for Cooper's highest chart placing
Okay, well
in the
then
United
I
States.
thought it was about AIDS because
Because so like when it come on, you'd be like, I ain't singing the
for
song about
a kid
AIDS.
at that time that was listening to that song when that first came out, the first thing that popped in my head, all right, he's telling you to cover up because
I
she
did
could be
not
venomous
get that
poison.
from this song at all.
She can be venomous poison, more or less. Hey, watch what you're
Okay.
doing because it can happen, right? Well,
Well,
then, as a young guy, I was a little bit on track.
Hopefully
more than I
that
was.
song got to you and you wore a condom more often.
I was, and look, I ain't got no shit that I
Did you know about?
know about.
How many kids do you have?
I got 5 and none of them got shit. I got 18, but it don't matter. None of them's got the juju.
None of them's got the juju.
So it's all good.
No, like I said, I never interpreted it that way. I always interpreted
That's how I
she was just
interpreted
a bad woman. She just was bad for him.
Like
I
all
figured
women
for the
are.
year.
Fair enough.
That's what I went with because I was thinking, okay, well, all right, this is the year of
This is the year of
These
the
are
HIV.
the kind
yes.
Okay.
of honest facts that we are pursuing on this podcast. We are
But
uncovering.
Alice Cooper's
We're-
poison song.
We are uncovering
It's the
so many
mystery
mysteries.
that's never been unsolved. And we're doing it here first on Beyond the Grave.
There you go.
Oh, we're
Did
calling
you-
Beyond the Grave?
Beyond
Yes.
the Grave.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of fucking just.
Did you
Beyond
notice who
Grave.
died the other day? Is the,
No one's gonna listen to this until we're Beyond the Grave.
the songwriter
Oh, the Meatloaf guy or
Jim
the
Steinman. And if
Yeah.
you notice, I thought
Steinman wrote that song?
Steinman was no, he wrote, but everything he wrote, you could tell that he wrote it before because he wrote everything in the same style, like all
operatic.
the Bonnie Tyler stuff.
I
That he wrote.
want you.
He didn't write that.
I need you.
Oh
But
yeah,
there
Meatloaf.
ain't no way
Yeah.
I'm ever going to love you. But don't be sad.
But see how that song is
Is
written.
that
in
song
all
about
these
AIDS
different-
too?
He wrote that.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
But he wrote the line.
That-
You got
That's a
hepatitis,
Meatloaf
you
song.
got AIDS, and you got something else, but you ain't got that, so hey, man. Sure, why not?
Jesus, that's.
I
Yeah,
am bringing you a list of songs that I want you to reinterpret for me.
Tell us what they're about.
I can tell you what I think about every song I've ever heard. Oh, that song's about child abuse. I know all about that song. No, I mean, I don't
When
know
the
what
children
we're
cry, that's
When-
about the child abuse.
talking- That's it.
Right.
And White Lion. We're right on track. See, she knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when the children cry.
It is
They've
about
been
the child
beaten
abuse.
too much.
I
It is
heard
about
that.
the child
It was
abuse.
on the other day on the New Albany High School station played it.
New Albany High School.
Yes.
Station.
They played White Lion.
What is that? 1090. I don't even know what that is now.
What?
6.9.
Thank you.
No, that's the
Looking at
lady at the
Jason.
candy store. She worked for Light 106.9. I asked her why do they play Christmas music in June.
You asked her.
No.
No, you should have.
You should ask her.
She kept saying the thing about you don't have to wear a mask unless you want to. And then she was asking, and this lady goes, I wear a mask for other people. And she goes, well, I don't wear a mask for other people because I like to see smiles.
Ugh.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Ugh. Those people.
Shiny, happy people all
She
around.
said, I'm vaccinated, so you're not protecting me. And the other people said, well, we're vaccinated, but we still wear our masks.
I would have just turned around and walked out. It's like, wow, it's stuffy in here. I gotta go.
And I'm like, well, I've survived this entire time. You're not going to get me in the fucking candy shop 1 week before I get my shot. You're going to get me now? Is this what you're saying?
That's right.
I'm not gonna
I've
lie.
got both my shots, so I am indestructible now. Right? I'm just letting you know, indestructible now. I hope that if I get side effects, I grow wings.
It won't be the great wings. It'll be bat wings.
No, I want like
It
good
won't be
wings.
feathery. They'll be all veiny and
what
see
kind of
through.
wings you get?
I mean, either wings or a tail. Like, I'd be okay with
tail?
either. Yeah, I can smack people with my tail. Like, I see that face you just made, that tail, be like...
Well,
It'd
like
be the
a,
wrong kind
like
of tail. It
a,
would
what
just
kind
be
of tail
like a-
we're talking about? Like a dog tail, monkey tail?
No, it'd be like one of those naked cat tails
Squirrel
without
tail.
the skin. It's just a weird, like,
You don't know what kind of tail I'll get.
Just a little nub.
yeah.
Just with a
I was going to tell a story, but I won't tell that story.
well, that would have been interesting, but we'll do that on another
You
podcast.
should make some
what?
some anime candy.
Some anime candy with kiss makeup on
We
it.
could put Happy or X Seeds on here.
Hello, happy.
What flavor would Happy be?
Raspberry.
But in, no, okay.
Raspberry blue.
Not raspberry purple.
Kiwi
That
strawberry.
could be Carla. What would Panther Lily be?
I don't know.
Black licorice.
Yes.
Black licorice.
And you could put little ears on them and have a little
Yes.
face.
And then you
You know
can't
what I
have
do?
sharp points because of children.
Yes, Samuel. There's other.
Have you watched Eden 7 yet?
No.
Oh, Mahaley's like saying there's. She's like so happy that you like fairy tales, so she's pushing me to like send you shit all the time. It's kind of funny.
She's really excited about this new.
Yes, she is. There's like background pictures where like Natsu and Lucy are in the background and stuff like that in the middle of the episode.
I
so-
know that Natsu and Lucy get married at the end, so it's kind of been spoiled already. That's
Oh,
okay.
do they? And see, look, you
what I
just,
heard.
You just told me something I didn't
I
know.
figured you knew that.
No.
Spoilers.
My daughter hasn't said nothing to me about that yet. But yeah, figures.
Well, you kind of saw that coming.
Well, yeah. Especially when they run into each other in the first episode.
The
so
question is, who is the protagonist? Is it Lucy or Natsu? Who's the main protagonist?
What, in the new series?
No, of Fairy Tale. Who is
Oh.
the main character?
Who's the main? Natsu.
Are you sure? Starts with Lucy.
But it does start with Lucy now as you say that. Yeah. That's a good question.
And they're almost co-protagonists.
But, well, I mean, it's kind of like,
In
she's
fact-
looking for the
Without Lucy, you have no story.
She's
I
looking-
almost give her the role.
But at the beginning, if you think about it, she's kind of like looking for someone from Fairy Tale, and who
She's looking to join the guild. Yes.
right, and then she runs into the fake, what's he called?
He's pretending to be the salamander.
Salamander. That's it. So and then she actually runs into and feeds the real salamander. So it kind of makes you think, all right, well then it's Natsu. Even it's kind of like working through Lucy to trying to get to Natsu kind of thing. See what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying there's an argument to be made for both of them to be
Right.
protagonists.
But yeah, like you said, she is the first one you've run into.
Yeah.
And she's looking to be a guild person because she's like all into the magazines and shit. Wants to be
She wants to be in Sorcerer's Weekly.
Sorcerer's
It's a
Weekly.
centerfold.
Right. Which I want to be in Sorcerer's Weekly. How about you, Jason?
I've never. I was listening to what you were saying, and I understand that was the English language, and I heard all the words, and I know all those words, but I have no idea what you guys are talking
Well,
about.
you are missing out on a whole lot of friends.
I don't know what any of this is.
So, Jess, let me tell you something. If you
Okay.
like Buffy the Vampire Slayer so much,
I love Buffy.
you need to listen to what we are saying at this table today.
You said a lot of words I didn't understand.
Okay, listen to the words that are coming out of my
Are you
mouth.
talking slow to me?
So,
Whoa. You're
you
talking
said
to the
you
smartest
need to-
person you've ever met now.
I'm talking
You're dumbing down.
But she
Right,
may be
I
the
mean-
smartest person I ever met, but she does not know about fairy tale.
I don't. I don't know what this is. And
So, therefore, I
Buffy
need
is
to-
the best. Just so we're
Buffy may be good,
Buffy's the best.
Oh,
but you need to broaden your horizon because there is so much out there. There is yet to be grasped by your imagination. Enough.
You're supposed to
Stop.
be reading books.
Yeah, well, you know what?
He's never reading Stephen King.
Just because I haven't read Stephen King does not mean I have not read any comic books in my life. And before...
Okay, so this show, tell me what's the name of it again? What's the name of it?
I'm trying. Give me a second.
Huh?
really?
It is-
Your favorite show, or you want?
What show? Oh, we're talking about Fairy Tale. No.
Yes, talking about fairy tale.
Fairy Tale. Fairy Tale. Not tell.
And it's
spelled
an
with
animated-
a tail. It's like tail spelled with...
Like a story, like a tale.
Story.
Yeah, I understand.
No, it's a tail as an animal tail.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, don't listen to me. Listen to
T-A-I-L.
the one that's not as drunk as I am.
Okay,
So,
so it's called Fairy Tale.
It's an anime, and it is about. It is
Oh,
about,
it's cartoons.
Cartoon.
No,
Japanese-
it's anime. You can't call it cartoons.
There's
It's
a
a Japanese
difference.
cartoon. It is about this kingdom of Fiore.
Just did.
The kingdom of Fiore is split into magical guilds,
Guilds.
and so the
Magic
magical
guilds.
guilds, there are good ones and there are bad ones.
Bad ones.
Dark guilds that
Dark.
operate. The
The
dark
darkest.
guilds operate illegally.
Legally.
It just sets up a lot of good stories, and it's very well done. And it's actually it tugs at your heartstrings quite often.
Yes.
You get attached to these characters.
Characters.
It's just really good.
Attached. I love them. I
If you
want...
like,
Clearly, you were able to really articulate
No,
it.
no,
I mean,
Yeah, by going, yeah, what Brad said, yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So which one does this play on? Like what? Like Netflix or the Hulu, or where does this play
Well,
at?
started off on
season one
Netflix.
is on Netflix. I want to say.
Oh, okay.
But the rest of the seasons, you gotta get Funimation.
Funimation.
Do you want some pub cheese?
I was taking a picture of it to remember, to seek it out later.
I got it from the Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Ramik, what anime are you watching?
I don't think I'm watching. I think the closest anime thing that I'm watching is Invincible on Amazon Prime.
Which is very awesome. I need to catch
Yeah.
up on that one.
That's
Another one that's on Netflix is very good. It's High Rise Invasion. That's very interesting. It's really not what you call anime because it's American based.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can
I don't
call
like
that.
anything that's too cartoony. If it gets too cartoony, it's like I start to tune out. I
Well,
like
it
it
was
pretty.
anime. All of a sudden, we're back to cartoons.
There's
Oh, okay.
Dragon Goes House Hunting, Pretty Boy Detective Club, The Kingdom, Super Cub, or Card Fight.
These are
Vanguard.
the name of the episodes.
These are the names of the different shows for spring 2021. Blue Reflection Ray, Shadow's House, Fruits Basket.
Fruits
Fruits Basket has been around for a long
Been
time.
around for a long time. Parker is all about some
My
Fruit
Hero
Basket.
Academia, which is, you see that in Hot Topic everywhere.
Haley and actually all of my kids are all into that. one.
Somebody at work the other day, speaking of Hot Topic, they were like just talking about random things. Hey, remember Hot Topic? I was like, it's still around. They were like, really? It's like, wow, you don't get that much at all.
No, not at all.
It's still in the mall. I
Hot
remember
Topic.
we would go to, and
You know where you get all
we
your
were so
golf stuff.
excited because they
I
saw
know what the Hot Topic
we
is.
saw
Thank
pictures
you.
of.
I went in there one time and
I
some
mean,
guy
you're
went
so
to...
important,
No,
how
let
do
me
you
tell you
know?
what. I went there one time. Do you remember the story I'm going to tell? I went to
don't
the
know.
Hot Topic one time to buy something, and I was probably like 20, 21, and there was a guy working behind the counter, and I didn't know him, but he knew me, and he got so angry with me. And
Because you didn't know who he
No,
was?
because I didn't know who he was, and he called me a bitch, and he was like, just like you were in
did
high
that?
school, and I was like, oh! I was like, this guy is so mad at me. I was like, dude, I don't
that's
even
awesome.
know you. I was like, I've never even done anything mean to you.
That's awesome.
And he's like, I lived down the road from you for 10 years. And I was like, wow.
No, don't feel bad because I went into like the
FYE?
No, I'm talking about the pawn shop with you and I think it was you. And I went in there looking for a pager. And this is how long ago this was.
God damn, you're old.
I was bending down and looking at the glass shelf he had, and I
Yeah.
was looking down. I thought, oh, okay, that one's cool. That one's. Can I help you, ma'am?
Oh, it's whenever you had all your hair?
And I had all my
Yeah.
hair. And you talk about a bunch of motherfuckers. Oh, Oh man, it was crazy. It was like everybody in the fucking room would start laughing, and I looked up at the guy, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry." I was like, "Yeah."
So Donnie's getting thirst thrown at him even at the pager store.
You know what that is called today? You were misgendered.
I was very misgendered. Oh, no. My favorite one was I was sitting in a yellow.
Hey, Kenny. Hey, girl.
What was that car? Remember Sunshine's yellow car?
Yeah, the was it the Saturn?
Storm?
Yeah, okay. Something like
something
that.
Storm.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a very bright yellow car.
Baby.
And I had all that
Face.
hair and flowing everywhere. And I had the windows down, and I was at a red light. And I hear a. And of course, I turn around and look, and there's like 3 guys looking at me. It's like, "Oh, dude, sorry.
Well, you did have beautiful hair.
I did have very pretty hair, didn't
I really like this.
We took Sunshine to a concert. It was me and Danita, right? And she's sitting in the back seat. We were going to Metallica and Danzig in Noblesville. First time I ever went to Noblesville. That was 1993. And so I had long hair. Danita had really good hair at that point. Sunny was in the back, and she didn't have good hair. And at one point, we just both, by instinct, just kind of flipped our hair back and got in her face. And she's so mad over that. She kept talking about that later. I don't appreciate having that hair flipped in my face. And just like, wow, you sound kind of angry there. Right?
Yeah, I mean, she had a lot of moments where she seemed
very
a little on the angry side. Yeah.
She was angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was angry.
It was pretty funny.
It was funny.
She knew one Metallica song, which was One.
The one everybody knew at the time.
One everybody knew.
Oh yeah, I like Metallica. They do that song One.
Better than putting up a bunch of papers on the wall with all the names.
I like Plaster Caster.
I
like Love Gun.
I'm pretty sure that went into one of the poems.
I'm sure, yeah, because
not for a young audience. Not for a young audience. Not for.
I went to, what was those people's, them clown shows with you guys.
ICP.
No, I never did that again.
Did you go to that to Louisville Gardens?
I went to that.
Louisville
They
Gardens?
still tour.
Do they? I
They got a
went
podcast.
Yeah, because Boy was excited.
Yeah, Boy
One
was
of them
so
was.
excited.
He was.
And, you know, it was fine. I was like, okay. I never really understood.
Wait, hold on a second. There was 2 of them. There was one at the brewery.
One at the brewery, Thunderdome.
And there was one at the Louisville Gardens.
We were at the Gardens, I
The
think.
Gardens.
Because
There was still.
remember that really, this is what I remember from that show. And I remember me and you made eye contact. There was this little girl on this man's shoulders. And she pulled her top up, but she didn't really have adult-like breasts yet. Like, it was like a little boy pulling his top up. And I remember me and Brad looking at each other, and I was like, somebody needs to get this child off this man's shoulders. Do you remember that?
Oh, God, maybe now that you say that.
Yeah, like, it was like she was a real young-looking girl. Like, she was real thin, real young, and, like, she pulled her top up, and I was like, oh, dear. Like, those are preteen movies.
I remember them throwing the Faygo 2-liters around.
Yeah.
And there was not one left on the
And
floor.
Donnie was so impressed with the way they were doing it, he kept saying, look, they're really good with those.
Man, they made that thing look like it was just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
They were the way they would flick.
Were they
flick
throwing
them.
like whole 2 liters at
Dude, they
people?
had 2.
Yes.
They had 4 refrigerators on each side of the stage.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
It
And
was
they was
not good.
launching them. And I swear to God, at the end of that concert, there was not one
Everyone
2-liter
took them.
at the end of that show. Not one on the floor. Every
Everyone
single
took them.
one
Yeah.
had been picked
Yeah,
up.
people were taking them and people were drinking from them, which seems very unsanitary.
And they was
to
launching
me.
them like it was fucking 4th
Right.
of July.
Yeah, they would just like,
I
they
mean,
would take a drink
that's
and
a
then they would throw
concussion.
it.
And there was clowns that was even not even part of the show. They would just run down in the middle of the show and go and
Yeah.
throw 2 liters.
Jesus.
But not one out of 2 million fucking 2 liters in that fucking show.
Well, and there was this kid that worked in my store last winter, right? And he was actually really good. And I saw his hat one day, and he had the logo from Psychopathic Records. So I decided to say, hey, are you a juggalo? he said, hell yes, motherfucker, I'm a juggalo. We started talking, and he was really impressed that, yes, I was at the Greg Malenko concert for that tour.
You went to one of them old-timey shows.
And, he was super impressed with that. And then they had to let him go because he failed the background check. shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
There you are, Kenny. That's what.
Yeah, no, I have been to an ICP concert. I just want that to be on record.
That's awesome.
He still has my shirt.
No, I get the Green Malenko shirt.
That was my green and purple 2X.
You seem to have
Weren't
a
you-
lot of his shirts.
weren't you-
I
That's what
have
I've
a lot of his
Yeah,
shirts,
that's what
yes.
I've figured out today.
So I'm the
Isn't that your
collector.
grass cutting shirt? Is that what you're doing?
I'm the collector.
Of the shirts.
Everything. Anything these guys has left behind,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I picked it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like, all right.
Well, that was a smart move with the ICP shirt because it's probably $100 shirt.
Oh yeah, and it's like the most comfortable shirt I own.
The ICP shirt.
Yeah. It's
I don't really
fucking love.
remember much about the ICP. I went to the concert because Boy wanted me to go. Probably wasn't a good place for me, but I mean, I had a nice time. I was like,
You
oh,
did
I'll just
fine.
stay go.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Nobody bothered you.
no one bothered me.
No, it was a good show.
It
There
was
was Fago
fine.
everywhere, yeah.
And they give out the
Because I don't
big-
think Boy went to the first one at the Thunderdome, so he was real excited that he could go to. Now,
and
Loaf,
that one. That
Loaf
one
and
was
his
crazy,
sister
too.
went, and I think Mama Loaf.
I think Loaf was there. Yeah.
Loaf
For
was
these homemade
definitely-
shirts?
Yeah. Now, he didn't make a homemade shirt. That was at Marilyn
He had
Manson.
his
Never been
overalls
Marilyn
on
Manson?
it, I think.
Yes, he wore his overalls a lot. Now,
Yeah.
at the Marilyn Manson was the greatest thing ever because that's when he was there and he had this big white toga on, which was ripped,
Oh.
and he just took a black marker and wrote Marilyn Manson
Done.
on his shirt.
I like that.
That but green.
What's happening but green?
That shirt but
But did
green.
you see the price tag on it?
I
What's
do
it
now. $274.
$74.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I had
Now
the
is
green
that
one.
what they're asking for, or is that what someone's bidding on it?
Oh, that's a size medium too.
And I got Great Malenko on the back of
This
it.
is a 2X Great
Buy it
Malenko.
now. $275.
Oh, it's at least a $200 to $300 shirt, I'd say. Yeah, I was a little low with the 100, but and that's what's sad is that most of the stuff that I bought those shirts and I wore them. I wore them because they got holes in
You
them.
wore them forever,
And
dude.
then they went in the garbage, or his dad took a lot of them. White zombie shirts, Jesus Christ, some of those. Yeah, they're.
With the original
So if I still
zombie
had them, and if they
symbol.
were still in good shape, I don't think I'd sell them anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I bought them for what they were used for, which was to wear,
Yeah.
and I got my wear out of them. Now, when I buy them now, currently, I will wear them sporadically and keep them in good condition.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do have some of the last shirts from a lot of legendary bands. They'll probably go up in value, these shirts. It's crazy what you pay for them, so you may as well take care of them and get.
You might as well, yes, because it definitely investment. I look at it, it definitely is an investment. Because there's a...
Well, if you spend $50 on refreshments and it's gone forever, or you spend $50 on a shirt and
It's there
in a couple years
as long as you take care of it.
it
Yeah.
comes back and triples in value. That's not enough for you to retire on, but it's nice to get a little something back for your money, right? And it's just like, who was it that spent $65? That was the Foo Fighters on one drink because he got some kind of
It's
triple
not
set.
me.
It was
That's-
Christie's. No, it was Leslie's husband.
Leslie's
He accidentally
husband?
ordered a drink that had 3 different liquors in it, and they were trying to make it at a stadium.
Oh, and they were charging by the liquor.
They charged they charged him $65
Yeah.
for one cocktail.
I don't know.
I've been angered.
The only thing I bought there was a hat. And that was probably one of the best shows I had
Foo
been to.
Fighters, I have a bandana that I bought from there. I
That
wore
was
it
probably
during
one of the
the
best shows
pandemic.
I've been to because that was the one where his leg was broke. And
Yes.
he was on stage with the chair with
Yes.
all the guitars and shit around it. And for a man to sit in a chair for the whole fucking concert and done a show with a broken leg, that was one of probably the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that was just amazing. I was entertained the whole time, and that was a good show.
I like that. I've never seen the Foo Fighters.
And I recommend going and seeing it. We seen it with the Chili Peppers years ago at Gardens.
At Lexington,
Was it
Rep
Lexington?
Arena,
Was it
because he
Rep Arena?
asked, Dave Grohl asked the audience, how many of you saw us with the Chili Peppers? And so we
Remember we had
remember that Chili Peppers concert,
Sweaty with us.
Sweaty and Jerry, and
Keep all these people in their names. Sweaty.
you remember Sweaty?
You remember Sweaty?
Yeah,
His real name was Craig.
he hung out with Jerry a lot, or whenever they came
David's
over there.
cousin.
Oh, I think I know who he
And
is
he
now.
always looked like
He was sweating.
like he just got through wrestling somebody for like 20 minutes.
His face was red a
He's
lot.
always red, and you always just perspire all the time. So that's why he got nicknamed.
So the four
Sweaty.
of us went, and we stopped at Wendy's on the way.
Wow.
Wendy's.
Something I can't remember there. Now, I think my favorite memory, one of them, was my first concert with Ramacare. Do you remember that
Oh,
one?
where did y'all go?
I think it was like Sponge or
Fiona
something.
Apple.
Sponge and Live.
Yeah,
Oh.
At Bellman,
It was
Bellman College.
Yep.
And that was a treat for me because I was like, I think I liked Sponge was the opening act.
But Live was really good.
Live was very good, yes.
Yep.
And that was really before they kind of hit with
yes.
I Alone
Throwing
Love
Copper.
You.
Throwing Copper was the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sponge opened up
Yeah.
with that.
And I just, what was it? Whenever we went and saw Fiona Apple
Oh, gosh.
with, because Hoover Phonic
I would
showed
like to see
up.
her.
And somebody farted behind us the whole fucking time. we had like 3 rows back from the front seat.
Well, I just remember.
And all of us, we was in a row. We was like, yes, the great seats ever. And there was someone
Yeah, we were
fucking
like
behind
right
us.
there.
It had fucking some.
Nasty ass gas.
Yes.
But we
That
were
was
sitting there, and
amazing.
Chris was like, "Hey, this is just like being in Ramage living room." The show was going on.
And we was right there, dude. We was right fucking there.
Yeah,
And then
she
someone
was
shitting on us the whole
I
fucking time.
don't remember somebody shitting on it.
Oh, you don't remember?
No.
Oh, that was awesome.
Somebody shitting the entire time.
That's what he
Oh, the right behind us, dude.
No.
And you know the pallets because the seats
Because those are some
like,
tight seats.
Slices are right there. And we was sitting down at first. And
Yeah.
like we was third back. And so the people behind us were like and so it was going right for them fucking right to our nose. It was like direct contact. And and I kept looking back like, really? Fucking really, dude? And they was like looking at each other like they were stupid. And I was like, you motherfucker.
How do you know
And the whole
what
fucking
did?
show, they shit on us the whole time.
I don't remember that part of
whole
the show.
Worst concert I have ever been to.
Oh my god, I can't even. I don't know what to say now. I like that it was that impactful for him. You know, I like that he was
Not enjoying my show.
because you're having a shit on me. You and your stank ass gas.
That whole concert. Fiona Apple.
I'm a shadow boxer.
I guess it was a lot more than that. It was probably pretty brutal. But
I mean, I just love that's what he remembers. I love it, and there's a lot of anger to the stuff.
Obviously, Donnie hates farts. Nobody ever should fart around Donnie because he's gonna lose his
he had
mind.
his poor head busted open at Henry Rollins, but that's nothing compared to getting shit on. Fiona Apple.
Right.
He runs around with a busted skull in a trash pit, and then
Yeah.
somebody farted on him in the show, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
He's in Slayer.
So
and
angry.
And all these like metal
Yeah.
pits. With
Goes to
bottles
Fiona Apple.
thrown out of his CDs.
Somebody farts, he's like, "How dare you!"
He pees all over a pillar at Tori Amos. He didn't even behind.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
God.
were standing up in the
didn't want to-
bleachers. He's like, "I gotta find a bathroom," and I was like, "Well, just go right there." And he just pisses on the bleachers, and we were like high up too.
He went behind the pillar. Because he didn't want to miss a song.
Oh, that's amazing.
I will say Donnie does hate farts because there was one
We're still
time.
talking about how you hate farts.
There was the one time, Brad, when you and I went up to see her up in Florence.
Yes.
We came up. There was drinking and dancing and all that other stuff. And we came back down, and the Incredible Hulk movie, or the Ang Lee Hulk movie just came out.
Yes.
And they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go see it. You want to meet us at the theater?" So we drove back from Cincinnati, still probably slightly hungover, and we went and saw the Hulk movie and met you at the theater, and it was at the Showcase Cinemas. And Brad kept farting during the
During the
movie.
Hulk?
During the Hulk. And I just remember Donnie sitting down like here, and he just like Brad did. I was like, "God damn, Brad."
See, I don't remember
You
that
can
at
see,
all.
you can see Donnie go.
Well, it must have been
It's like he keeps poking his head out. And you just see about the glow of the
Shit on my movie, right.
It's
just like super
I really like that this is the emotion Donnie counts at the fart. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna get mad about something, you might as well get
Fart?
mad. Well, fuck yeah. I mean,
Of all the things to get mad about in life, you're mad that someone has to pass
all right,
gas.
so wait.
So did
Let me
somebody cry
clarify-
this?
Let me
They had
clarify
like a
this.
taco
I can give you reason.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so reason is you paid money.
Yeah.
You are one to enjoy every fucking cent of the money you have spent to go see the concert,
Whatever
the
program,
movie,
yeah.
whatever. And then you're in the middle of it and you're like, "Ah, this is what I came
Well,
for."
somebody else was going.
And someone just, I mean,
And invade your space with their fart
exactly.
gas.
I can't concentrate on
If
the
you
movie
had
show because
the
there's
flat
farts in
switch
it.
that fucking bad,
I guess you should
stay home. You gotta come to the theater,
got it,
the
flat
concert hall, and say, relax. Oh. No, because there's motherfuckers in front of you, behind you, beside you that does not want to smell that.
I remember
Sorry.
walked into one of the bars downtown, into the restroom one time. It was at Triangles, actually. It was St. Patrick's Day, many years ago.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the stall. And I went to go wash my hands, and some other guy walks in. And I guess there was a little odor coming from the stall. Now, at a bar, you generally did not. Right. It's probably, unless you really have to go.
Right.
He had to go. And this guy comes in and goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe somebody take a shit at a bar." Just like,
Yeah.
There was many times we went to the Mag Bar and it was like, who shits at the bar?
Who shits at the
Can you not schedule this? Like lines coming in. And, I mean, it's kind of like I'm going out tonight. I'll eat light during the day.
So the Mag Bar, I can understand that quote because the Mag Bar was
shit in there.
Who was
Why
shit
would
in
you
there?
sit-
Because that was the littlest. The
It was small,
The nastiest.
wet, always wet. The floor was always wet.
That's the nastiest ass
There was a
bathroom
window
ever.
up there.
Yes.
People were just going to look in on you.
Yeah.
Motherfucker by the window. What that was the
There was a
fucking
window.
No, there was one that was way up because
Yeah, I
I
know
remember
what you're
going there in the
talking about. That was
wintertime and being like, I gotta hurry up because I'm gonna freeze to death in here.
Yeah, that was a nasty ass.
I mean, it was all covered in...
The
yeah.
jukebox rocked at that place, but that place other than
Did the
that.
door even have a lock on it? There was no way to put shit in there.
No, there was the little hook lock.
It was so little you could hold the door shut
yeah,
while
you
you
did
was
that
in
too.
there.
But yeah, I remember going there. It's like, who shits
Would
at
there
the
be toilet
bar?
paper? There was not
There
toilet
There
paper.
was-
at the bar.
Yeah, who's got time?
Toilet paper. Yeah, there was toilet paper
Yeah.
in that fucking.
But it's
what
like
do you call
the
that shit, rough, tough, and don't take shit off nobody kind of toilet paper. Was
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like tear your asshole toilet
And it
paper.
was
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
wet,
because
too.
see, I'm
Wet?
a girl,
No, but
so when
that was
I go at the
common.
bar, I have the undesirable of having to wipe
sorry.
my cha-cha with that
sorry.
toilet paper, right?
You're right. That's cardboard.
It is. Sometimes that's why you have to pat that shit dry. Sometimes at some of these bars, there ain't no wiping.
There
You
ain't
know
no
what I'm
that.
saying though, because you don't want to. You don't want to
It goes both
sandpaper.
ways, because
Yeah,
if
you
you
do
gotta,
not
like-
want to sandpaper your cha-cha. It's
No.
not a good feel.
They put them on the old bunghole either. So
No. So apparently Donnie is shit at the bar. Just so
No, I just know what you're talking about. Because I had been somewhere and had the shit before. It's like, I'm not here. No.
Nope, I'll wait.
Well, that poor guy sitting in the stall, I felt sorry for because
Right.
here the other guy was walking in just like, who the fuck shits at the bar?
Right, and this guy's like, clearly I've had a night, therefore that's why I'm shitting at the bar, right?
It's been a
Too
long
much
day.
tequila.
Well, there was a McDonald's right behind the bar, so I'm sure people got
Oh, well,
french
yeah.
fries.
He should have never ate the fucking McChicken
Yeah.
before he came in there.
Get the McSalad.
Yeah, next time you should have bunked with them in the
He thought it was
salad.
McDonald's and
Or
cookies or
Don't
something.
get the McRib. It fool you every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's awesome.
You ever got McDonald's and it's maybe better than usual, and people just overreact to how good it is, and it's like, oh my god, the McDonald's was so good yesterday.
When?
I have every now and then, and it's like, wow, the fries were perfect. Everything was on the
Do
bun.
you talk about it a lot?
I don't go to people, but I have set myself while I'm sitting lonely out in the parking lot going, oh, this is pretty damn good.
While
bad
you're
for
I,
shoving
don't,
it in. Yeah.
I won't be like, hey, guys,
Guys, my McDonald's is so good. hey, everybody! I just ate the best
But
fucking
it's on
chicken.
Twitter right now.
Right.
Do a
Nice.
selfie with it. Look at these fries. Did you see these fries?
Like, yeah, I mean, if you didn't post it, it's not real.
Yo, yo.
Like,
It ain't
What
real
was
unless
that
you
guy you
post
used to hang
it.
out with who liked to talk about food at work? You work with the guy.
Oh yeah, he is no longer on the planet.
Oh.
You're no longer on the planet for me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But he talked about food
a
constantly.
lot.
Like a lot.
Wow.
Like a lot. And then put salt on everything. Everything. Oh, we ordered pizza. He'd get those fucking salt packets and just 2 or 3 of them. It's like, my doctor says you ain't been to a fucking doctor. Come on.
You're Dr. Myers.
He's probably one of those guys that would have told you about how good his McDonald's was from yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, no, he would complain. He's like, they're changing all that oils. I don't like it anymore. They know I'm a fast food junkie. I'm going to eat it the way I want to eat it. Used to have a choice.
You said choice. Now they got
Yeah.
do it like that. They want me to.
Mm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Are we
Yeah.
winding down?
I mean, how do we
No.
end it? Like,
We usually
do
look
we
at the
just
time.
like sign off? Do we?
We have currently recorded 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, it's time to sign off. People don't want to hear our shit for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I know. We have no idea if
I don't know.
anybody's
I'm
ever going to
entertaining
listen.
as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, well, yeah, we're all entertained as fuck because we can see each other. So, I mean, you know. Plus, I told Ramick I was going to liven it up with my presence here.
Oh, it did.
Well, yeah, because you got Donnie liquored up, so.
Well,
that's all you need.
really good at getting a man liquored up.
Don't taste much for me. I'm a
North
cheap
America
day.
liquored up.
Yeah, it's fair.
She's gonna have a fucking America.
Yeah, got most
More
of the
than-
world. Most of the world's liquored up for
My
me.
hero.
So how do we sign off?
By saying that here at. Oh wow, you gonna put the
Are you
microphone
gonna say
so
like Donnie
here
out?
tonight? No, all right. Shh. We're
Here
being
we go.
serious now.
Right off.
So
Make it happen.
I started the last one. I'm going to end this one. So here tonight on podcasting Beyond the Grave.
From
Beyond the Grave, we are signing off and saying that we are definitely glad we had our guest tonight, Jessica Hardcore, whatever the fuck you want to call her. She's here.
Perfect.
She's here.
can't be
She
playing
looked
no
us
music.
up.
Why?
She had made
They'll
us
sue us.
Oh.
very drunk. Well, at least me.
Yeah, well, let
anyway.
me
I don't
stop
know
it
about everybody
when-
else.
Yeah, I
And-
make everyone drunk.
Well, you definitely proved your worth.
It's like the
here
best
in
fairy
America.
godmother you could ever ask for.
Mhm.
She's
Amen.
like,
And we are here, and we are getting ready to leave. And tonight I have all kinds of
Yeah,
shit to
we're
look
not allowed
into.
to play music, Ramick says, because they'll sue us.
That's
We have books to read
Yeah.
and to
I didn't
catch
even
up on
play
the next
Fiona Apple
podcast.
Premier.
And hopefully Jess may be with us next time. That
Yes,
would be-
I mean, let me know. I like to come have a I mean, actually, I like to have snacks, but like, I like to have a podcast too. This Brookie from the Trader Joe's is a new desired item of mine. So
it was
yeah.
nice to have the out input come in, and it is nice to, of course, be here among friends once again and talk about bullshit that we don't usually talk about on any other occasion.
Yeah, ever. We never
So
talk about it.
here we are, and we are getting ready to leave. And thanks once again to our guest.
go out there and listen to Kicks. Don't close your eyes. If you need to have an 80s jam tonight, that's how we should end this. Just, you know, you all should.
And if y'all are drinking among this,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it, well, thanks to our guest here. Well, she probably helped that be possible.
Sitting in the restroom, don't be afraid to play it. Fiona Apple, Criminal. You
Yeah.
can shit your way through the entire
Shitting your way
album.
through it. Drink a
And
drink while
remember,
you're shitting.
and yes, if
But
you
just
learn,
don't fart.
If you're-
Like,
if
don't
you
go out in
learn,
the
maybe
open
it came
and
from this
fart.
podcast.
Take your
If-
fart ass in the
Don't go
bathroom.
to a
Don't
concert.
ruin other people's fun by
You're
farting.
not ruining.
If you're
Exactly.
constipated, play Fiona Apple's
At
debut
home.
album
They make
title
stuff
not
called
gonna do
Gas
it.
X.
in its entirety.
Do not go to concert. Do not shit on the people in front of you. That is very rude.
And
Yes.
Fiona Apple
Yeah.
will win her award and say, like I read from the great poets.
See, because she could
Why
have
are
been
we celebrating?
epic right now if,
We are
if
not the
we
ones
had
who
been
have done
there
anything.
and actually
She
get
was a
done a
little
good review.
pretentious.
Because I'm telling
She
you,
was
that concert-
pretentious.
Fiona Apple's definitely pretentious. Maybe
Well,
she deserved
yeah.
to be shit on.
she would have had a very, 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 very.
Keep going.
She would have had very.
We're ending this well, really
We're-
concise,
Yeah.
really.
Ending is
really
usually when you
clear
stop
on our
talking. You
closure.
find a place to stop talking.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll fart.
Bye.
Does that make you stop?
Bye.
Bye. Come back again.
Thank you.